Hey, buddies, here we are. Once again, look at us all together and being together.
Together again? Is that a song?
Together.
If it's not, it should
Being
be.
together.
What do you think about that new country guy?
New country.
I
think he's a
he
new
sounds
country
like
guy or
old
he's a new
country.
country?
Zach Top?
Yeah.
Love him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real good.
I was going to mention him to you a few months ago. I think he's great.
I would agree.
Very much old.
Yes.
Old country.
Little twang
When you
in
say
there.
a new country guy, you mean a new but original
He's-
old
Yeah,
country
he's
singer.
well, I mean, it's definitely a throwback sound that he's got.
Love it.
That he's leaning into. The ladies love him.
Oh,
Do
really?
they?
Yeah.
I don't like his name.
He's got the mustache.
You know who else is gorgeous? Is that Trent Cull on the Flames?
Oh, he's a good looking man.
good.
Boom and
God.
I set eyes on him in Penticton.
Reamy.
He is
Just put a picture up.
honestly, he's got those movie star
Yeah.
good looks for
Oh,
that, like a tough. You know what he is?
striking.
He'd be a good tough hombre.
Yes, he
An
would.
old Western.
Yeah.
Yes, he would.
He'd
Wyatt
be a good
Earp.
old
Let's
tough
go.
He
hombre
chose the
for
wrong
sure.
career.
Saloon doors. They swing
Yes.
both ways.
Ah!
there. You could
Yeah.
Tie up his horse at the hitching post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There he is.
Great mustache back in Penticton
Yeah.
too, didn't he?
What's that?
That's Zach Tom.
No. I don't think you're allowed to play.
This is gonna get us.
Hey, this show that you're watching and listening to, either or, maybe both, hard to say. It's a presentation of Bet365. How about that? Bet365, world's largest sports betting platform. I always feel like there should be more there. You see the big swoosh come across, and then it's like just. Can we see that again? Bet365. It's a. You know what I mean?
Oh, this can be exciting. It's just us again.
And then it's just kind of a slow fade back
It's
to
just us again.
yeah, boring. The world's largest sports betting platform. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365, and we adore. Yep.
Yep.
Super chat. If you're in the YouTube chat, you throw a little money down. We will take that money, send it to the youth centers of Calgary,
Yo.
and then we'll take your comment and throw it up right on the screen.
Big one in already.
What? Handsome Dan?
Mhm.
No, not handsome Dan.
No, it's
Dressing something from last night.
it's not very nice.
Let's see. Can we
Self-deprecating.
do it now? Be great.
If you want to.
Yeah. While we're hot. Whoa, big fat guy, $50.
Ding ding entry paid for Cammie versus Gould, and if Bet365 gets involved, we'll take the under and how long it takes for her to toss old Mikey.
Okay, we're gonna have to follow up with a few questions here if that's all right. What the hell were you talking about last night?
How did we get? I think somebody just mentioned in the
So
chat during Afterburner.
Yeah, someone mentioned in the chat that they wanted to see Mike and Cammy scrap. They paid for it,
Because these
And-
celebrity scraps are a thing now, right?
I guess.
I guess.
Fight right
And
here.
then Gold's mom was watching the show and texted Mike, letting him know.
Yeah, Gold's mom would watch the show. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, somebody had said something about when I don't even know. We'd have to go back and look at it, but it was a Mike versus Cammie, and
That's a great.
he or
matchup.
she was very much prepared to put money down on Cammie winning the battle.
Cammie's got some issues there. The reach is very much in Mike's favor, and it is tough to
I
win a
think-
scrap with the shorter arms.
I think you are crazy.
Okay.
In this scenario, Mike could have Warner arms.
Ooh.
I'm not seeing any scenario in which I'm taking him to win in a hand-to-hand combat situation.
Tyson had short arms. It's overcomable.
Yep.
Good.
Good word.
It's not a word, but yeah,
I was going to say,
you know what I mean.
sure. Yeah.
Now, as a parent hearing that, do you defend your child, or what's your approach there?
Well, she
Hopefully,
said-
is that disparaging? Like,
I think we might have. Are you digging up the text from the mom? From Mike's mom?
Stupid.
Hoping we have a sense of humor. I keep running into the Goulds now.
There's Mike from my mom. They are talking about you and Cammie fight. You need to start training.
Oh, she's in there.
So I
That's
think
good.
even
Okay.
mom is
Yeah,
maybe,
Mom's in the corner.
Yeah.
you know,
She's like,
but she
"Dude,
also sees that they're
you're not just going to step in there.
overcomeable.
Oh, yeah, he needs to train for sure.
Yeah, he's going to have to. He's going to have
Oh,
to. Get
Cammie's
after it.
ready. Like Cammie's got the gear on.
Cammie was at the rink,
Yes.
saw the chat light up. She's like, "Yeah, I'm in. Whatever.
That's
Look at
amazing.
the knuckles. You
Yeah.
don't want to mess with those.
Look, yeah, right." And there's Jeremy, big $10. He's got money on Cammie.
That's not how you say Jeremy when the super.
It's Jeremy. Oh, he's got the dough on Cammie there. I don't know. We're gonna have to really keep an eye on, because if money moves the line,
Yeah. Cammy's feeling like minus 300 right now.
Feels like there's going to be a lot of money on one side here. To be stay tuned. To be determined. To be announced as to
the venue.
The venue, and I are we doing like is this gloves? Is it?
Are we allowed kicking?
Takedowns?
Yeah.
Do you have to keep it on your feet?
Are we MMA? Are we boxing?
It's a lot. It's a lot to figure out. But
who's anthem? Who's going to sing the anthem? Which anthem are we singing
we
by
can handle
then?
these big world problems.
Yeah, we can.
Boom could sing the anthem, eh?
We'll get the Trump, the tariffs figured out, and then we'll get this fight lined up.
There we go.
We'll get it all settled.
Another super chat for Red here. Do we want to save it for later?
Go ahead.
Just go right.
Go ahead.
Red. Going to northern Finland for vacation. Dinner options are fermented reindeer or bear steak. What do I go with?
I feel like you're not going to get that on every menu. You do both.
Yeah, it's a trick question. That's a good
just
point.
Classic trick question.
Well, and I'm quite serious here. Like if you're talking fajitos or tacos, well,
yeah,
whatever, make a choice. This is now the fermented reindeer.
It's a little more off-putting.
Yeah,
because we did see the fermented pig feet yesterday in the Pinder Report. Didn't seem to be
the reindeer might
delicious.
be appealing without the
fermented part. Bear steak.
And the bear, if it's not treated correctly or cooked the right way, you can die. So
it's like that fish on The Simpsons where Homer had to eat.
Yeah.
Trigonometry.
It'll
that
get you.
just the nuclear plant was close to those.
That was a different fish.
Oh,
this
okay.
one was one where if you had to cut it perfectly, otherwise there's poison in the fish.
Dear. Yeah. It's like a pike.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't fillet it correct.
That's a pike bomb right there. You could die.
Yeah, pike bomb. You could die. Yeah, that's right.
Fermented. I've never had fermented meat. Have you, Dean?
I was trying to think. Usually, if something's fermented,
It's rotten.
Well, I mean, kimchi is quite popular. You like kimchi?
not particularly.
Okay, so that's
But that's the point.
Kombucha fermented. Do you like kombucha?
Not yeah.
Yeah,
If
okay, I
it's
don't know the
loaded with
fermented stuff for
sugar
you.
and-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy the kimchi and the kombucha?
I like kimchi. I'm not too much for kombucha.
Yeah.
It's kind of just like this cat
But
piss. what am I
kombucha,
doing
there's
here?
a bunch of phonies with this kombucha because it's kombucha,
Right.
but loaded with
Yeah.
crap.
Mm.
Anyway, do it both. Let us know how it goes. Don't die.
Yeah.
good luck in-
fermented,
Northern Finland.
I'm gonna
crazy
pull up.
Finns.
Could you check in on Ole Jokinen for us while you're there? Maybe
Yeah.
swing by Kippers, say hi.
Ole's busy. We see him all the time.
yeah, screaming.
It's wound up.
Well, their season's wrapping up real quick here.
Should be.
Playoffs probably starting over there right now.
I threw this out to the group before we started. McLeod Law, as we get into it here, it's the day after a game day. The Flames last night played the Washington Capitals. And we usually start the show with McLeod Law and opening statements. McLeod Law, we know them. We love them. They're great partners, and they're great at what they do.
Mhm.
All across social media, at McLeod Law LLP, online, McLeod-law.com. If you're having some issues, or just it's a situation where you need a lawyer.
Little advice.
Can you just, I
Something
need someone to
signed?
sign a paper. I need a lawyer to clink, clank, stamp off on this thing. Then McLeod Law. I threw out to the group that maybe today, instead of opening statements, we'll have opening apologies. Apologies to the Flames or in some way, shape, or form. Because
Why would
yesterday,
we apologize?
well, I think
For basically teeing up a win on a juicy platter for them? Like,
right.
what your welcomes is what we should do.
I think we trotted out a number of stats about
Well, you did.
Ovechkin and Logan Thompson and
They
the
scored
team and
4 goals.
the team at home and how much they scored 15 goals in the last 2 games, and the Flames can't score and all this sort of thing.
Yeah, so you're welcome.
Flames, I'm sorry. Did not give you any hope going into that game yesterday. We actually didn't really dive that deep into your side at all. We talked a lot about John Carlson and
We did a
How
lot
great-
of bragging.
how great the coach on the other side was, and the GM and the masterful work that he's done and everything.
Otis and Ovi.
Yeah, just we
Logan
talked a lot
Thompson.
about the greatness of the Capitals,
Yeah.
and you came away with a 3-1 win. So
Right.
I'm sorry.
But again, if we hadn't have done that, when
There was a
Huska and the players wake up from their afternoon naps in Washington and watch that,
Right.
they
Or you
wouldn't
could
have
go
played
with
as
the
well.
bit.
They wouldn't have played as well.
Either way,
The bit on the show is that we always fight about everything. Was that not the
Yeah,
bit?
and I'm sick and tired of it.
It's all
but,
right.
Yeah, it's great.
Sorry, Flames. We're
Yeah.
here to have fun.
I did think about putting a bet on the Flames after
Just because
all
it was
of us.
so-
Yeah, it was
Literally stated on the program yesterday. We
First,
all think
first,
it's a
first.
slaughter. Bet on the Flames.
They did it on the TV too, though, didn't they? Didn't
I
they have
think-
something up there
Well,
where
I mean,
it
it's
was,
the first place team in the league. Or was someone thinking the Flames were favored last
I'm
night?
about to
That's
have a violent sneeze.
Do
What
it.
are you doing that happen?
Do it. Look at the light. Or does that make you sneeze?
Now I start tripping out.
Yeah. No one gave them much of a chance, I don't think. And I almost think that maybe, and I said, hey, chance the Caps are going to have a little Flames on a Tuesday type vibe to this. I wonder if they did in that first period.
Kinda looked like it.
Flames were great. Flames had a great start. Fourth line starts.
I wonder what the scoring chances were after 20 minutes because the Caps had a lot of chances for a while there, and they could not get a bounce, whether that was a tip in front or a backdoor that missed or
Well, I thought the Flames there, it was either shot blocks,
a lot of those.
good sticks,
Yeah.
or some bounces right before
Yeah.
the Caps were going to get a shot on net or a scoring chance. It didn't go their way. There was the one shift where Sharangovich, Frost, and Farabee all kind of had great chances and couldn't score. There was the Coleman alone in front, and nothing came of it. Andersson picked off the pass from Protas and kind of did the inside out and didn't get a
He
shot
lose
on.
control of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I guess Protas kind of came back and got a piece of it, but good
Full marks for
start.
the Flames. Like you get a 2-0 lead and you play the way the Flames do. They've only blown 1 2-goal lead all year, and that
Yep.
was the Seattle game heading into the break, if I'm correct.
And then they hang on.
Does that take a little heat off the trip? Because you certainly
Yeah.
didn't have that one on the bingo card.
No, but the bingo card had 1 on the whole trip. So I mean, by all means,
Yeah, but
keep her
that's
going.
what I mean. Like, all right, let's beat Philly, and we got 2 out of 6. Just hell of a trip.
Yeah, I don't know if you'd call it house money because they know the work isn't done,
Yeah,
but you feel pretty good.
you feel a lot better going into Tampa with a win under your belt for sure.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah, Jack. Jack Mark.
Nightmare.
See ya.
I had a nightmare last night.
Did
Really?
you?
What was it about?
I was scalping my own skull.
That's a weird thing to do.
That's a nightmare.
Yeah.
That's not good. Did you eat something before you went to bed?
I did.
So there you see the rest of the nightmare mini gauntlet run. Tampa, then Florida at what, 1 p.m.?
You could win 2 of those. Come on. We got Philly, check mark. Easy.
Yeah.
We just got to get 1 out of 4 against those guys. Come on, Wolf, you sieve.
And I'll submit this to the group. I'm not sure what the Carolina Hurricanes are right now.
I think they're confused.
I do. I think that trade deadline will be just days away. They're not playing their best hockey. They
Is
have
Rantanen
nothing.
staying? Do I develop a bond with this guy? Is he out? Do we have him over for steaks, honey? I don't know.
This has not gone well with Rantanen.
It has not gone well with
And that doesn't mean they can't pay the man what he wants to hang around. But if you're Rantanen, it's like, well, the team's not playing that well, and I'm not playing that well, and everyone's
Well, and
all
I've
over
only
me to
spent
sign
a month
immediately.
here. Do I really love it, or
And
should
not
I
even
just...
a month. He was in Boston and Montreal for 2 weeks. Like he's hardly been there, and there's not a lot of time to settle in and make a decision here.
And they've got to have a shit or get off the pot. Type
They
of-
really do. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that would be next Friday, right?
They should make those T-shirts for the guys in the locker room.
Yeah.
You know, like those motivational playoff
Yeah.
mottos that they'll
Like
get.
those.
Shit or get off the pot, Rantanen. That just wear
Mm.
those, and maybe he'll pick up on that.
And then when he doesn't sign and they keep him as a U, like, what do we do with these shirts?
Send him
Soccer
to a third
dad.
world country, I guess.
Kids in the Congo running around with shit or get off the pot
Yeah.
t-shirts.
Hey,
Great
you know
shirt.
what?
We should make them.
Dan Vladar, I'm sorry.
Congrats.
You had a hell of a game last night. You made some big saves. You know what you didn't do is let in that backbreaker at a bad time.
You didn't blow
Sometimes
it.
it's not how many that you let in, it's the time in which you do it. And you avoided that last night. The one that went in is a power play goal off of a great goal scorer we've maybe all heard of.
Yeah, he cheated. He should have.
He cheated a little bit. I know it was
You don't cheat against that guy.
no,
But we don't. Sorry, Dan.
but either way, Dan, I'm sorry.
A lot of self-reflection. Good for you, Dean.
Last 2 starts, a 2-goal against victory in Seattle and a 1-goal against victory in Washington, a 935 and a 983. And you go back to 2 starts prior to that, you got shelled by Winnipeg, but the one before that was the win in St. Louis.
He was winless in 6 prior to those 2 wins now. So
Prior,
good for
prior
you, Dan. Good for you, bud.
Dan the man.
3 of
Get some
4,
t-shirts.
920 or better. Good for you. So what do you do with the goalies yesterday? Pull up Huska's nightmare again, because they have definitely not been shy to keep riding Wolf, even when Vladar's played well. Case in point, the game against Seattle on the 2nd of February. We're almost at the end of that month. That was his last game.
Yeah.
So you're going Wolf in Tampa, or you ride Vladar? Talk to me, boys.
Probably go. If I'm Huska, I'm probably going Wolf. But
The back-to-back is Saturday, Sunday. Those are the afternoon games. It would be logical with travel in the middle. You split those.
Who played the one when they were here? They were awful that night, right? Wasn't
Which
that
one?
this
Which
Tampa?
Ooh, that's way back.
Right? Didn't they come in here and they were on a road trip and got shelled?
8 on 26 for Dan. That was the 12th of December.
Yeah.
692 if you need him.
Maybe Wolf.
Maybe go to Wolf. Yeah.
Maybe.
ow.
You split on the weekend. So then both guys would have had 2 starts of the first 4. And then you could probably look and say who's been better on the weekend and go from there.
I would like to truth serum Huska on the pick of Vladar for yesterday.
Yeah.
Was it Dan's playing, we're ready for Dan to play and get a win? Or was it, we're probably losing, so save Wolf for the games we feel?
That one, but we.
You know what I mean?
There's another one too where it's like, do you want to go a month without a game for Dan? Because that's what it would have been if you waited until the back-to-back on the weekend. Like, that's wild for an NHL goaltender to go a month between starts.
Feb 2, right?
Yeah.
Last start. That's
And the 2nd of March, I think,
short
is the
month.
Sunday back-to-back, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to need 2 guys. Now, clearly they need one guy more than the other, but do you want a full month between starts for Dan? Is that what's best for him? And I like the idea more than I thought about last night. You come out of the break. It's been a couple weeks since games. Get each guy a start right away.
I'm glad you thought about that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, I know that Huska's been thinking about it. I've been trying to
Yeah,
put on my
Husk.
coaching hat.
Chill out, Husk. Go watch some kids hockey.
What's a kicking motion?
Nobody knows.
I don't know, Dean. I don't kick people.
Nobody knows.
Did it once.
But you've seen people kick people.
I did it once outside the Kinsman Arena.
So as we
Guy
look
right
at
in nads.
the video here, the puck
I
comes
would
over.
think that's kicky.
If that was a soccer ball, you'd say that's a great kick into the net. But
I
because
guess
it's a puck, I think we don't know what it is.
Now the question, I guess, is when did the kicky motion happen? After, like, did the puck hit his leg and then a kick?
No, you can see in slow-mo right there. It sure didn't happen that way. He's
I
loaded
don't
it up and he's
understand.
moved it forward. Now, maybe because it's off a shin, rules are different. This is the thing with the NHL that's so just mind-boggling and hilarious, and it's very CFL-y of them. We've seen stuff like that get called no goal and waved off immediately. We just don't know. And for Spencer Carberry not to challenge, I totally get it, because I don't know what the standard is.
No, they're watching.
Like, you see the Blake Coleman goal that they waved off in the Edmonton series in the spring of 2022? That's insane. He's legitimately stopping. And they're kicking mode. Like, what?
Yeah, if
This guy is winding up,
Yeah.
following through. So if you're Carberry, you're like, these assets don't even know. I can't risk a power play here and they could go up 2-0. I just can't.
It is a weird one. I agree. It's very sounds terrible to say.
I would just make it really
Sounds
simple.
Very simple for CFL. It's just simplify it somehow.
So if your skate's on the ice, it counts. How's that sound? Then we're not swinging our feet around all over the place.
safety. That's what it's there
Works
for,
for
right?
me. Or if you're a league that really loves scoring and wants to do anything possible to get a little more scoring in your game, you just say free for all. But I'm not. That's not my pick. But it's just weird that we have a rule that if you had taken executives and league staff and fans of the game in a room, I bet you it's 50-50 on whether that goal should count or not, or maybe even more that it shouldn't count.
I would think it's more than it shouldn't. Like,
It's
okay, we
it's
got
wild.
4 here. We got a quorum.
yeah, I thought
Jack, goal or no goal?
Goal. 100%. It goes off his shin.
Yeah, but was there a kicking motion? You're not.
And again, maybe we're missing some nuance in the
and
rule
was
book
he
where it
was
has
he
to be a skate.
kicky after the puck
he
contacted his
kick it?
leg?
Show it again, because you can see the leg swing before the puck's there. He sees it coming and starts the kick.
No, but this is
But no, I mean, it's important that we can immediately discount it when you see the replay.
because honestly, I don't know that I agree with you.
Well, let's watch it again.
Because I think it's
Puck's
okay for
arriving,
it's okay for your leg to move, but is it his leg is moving?
You can freeze
But
frame it
It's hard.
It's coming forward.
forward there. So no,
I say it's no goal.
I agree. I was stunned.
I was stunned too. I took one look at it and then turned away. All right, well, do some other stuff while they spend 5 minutes on this. I was shocked that it was a counter to go and that Carberry didn't challenge. It was early enough in the game.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Your first place, you're averaging almost 4 goals a game. I was surprised.
Yeah. So they'll get a power play if we're wrong and they keep the goal. We'll be able to absorb this.
They're good at everything. I imagine they have a good penalty kill.
Yeah, I would think. Now wait a minute.
What?
Rulebook says it's not reviewable.
Pike.
Oh my goodness
Do the
gracious!
thing.
Where was now? I'm just
Talk
wondering.
Pike bomb, pike bomb. It's a pike bomb. Pike bomb, baby, big pike bomb, pike bomb, pike bomb. It's a pike bomb. Get ready for a big pike bomb.
You not review this stuff all the time? We're gonna need more explanation.
I
Get
can
Pike
tell
to-
you what I don't
Pike.
review. The first little tidbit that Pike adds. The rule book.
Yeah.
I'm not sorry.
Rhett was in a very controversial kicking motion goal that had no business being allowed and was allowed and won a Stanley Cup. So you'll understand if he's a little jaded about this.
Why does Pike have a wrench beside his name?
Jack, what's his unit size?
I really want to know.
Is he bragging? Pike, you bragger. Huh?
Pike. What's going on?
Not much.
So it's not reviewable?
Why not?
Okay. The rule book says you can only, it's a Toronto review only if it goes off a skate and there's a kicking motion.
So the skate.
Yeah. It has to make contact with the skate. So if the refs just go, oh, it went off his ankle, even if there's a kicking motion, it does not, they can't review it.
Amazing.
So because the call was goal, that's the Flames are the benefactor of the original call.
That is correct.
Ask him if should it have been called a goal if there's a kicking motion with the shin?
Under the way the rules are written, you can't disallow it.
So it's a goal because it's off a shin.
And you can't challenge it because you can only challenge for offsides, hand passes, high sticks, things like that.
Right. So it's a goal. What the hell do we know?
Rhett was asking about your wrench.
Okay, we got to go.
No. All right. Thanks, Pike. So there
He's
you
a
go.
humble guy. You know, he doesn't want to.
There you go.
Clearly not.
Not reviewable.
Well, we should have checked the rule book, Dean. My bad. Sorry, NHL.
Still kind of seems weird, eh?
Yeah, you could have a kicking motion, but it's a shin. I'd be putting my shins over the tongue of my skate. I'll tell you that. Like there's an extra little
Get
bit
an
of
extra little.
Yeah,
Only the blade part, or
no, just the skate.
Or now is it the boot?
yeah,
toe?
is the
That's the
boot, or
skate.
is it just the?
When you
Yeah.
take it off your foot, that's the skate.
Hmm.
That's the thing that's the skate. Anything on that?
Listen to you. You're an expert now. 2 minutes ago, now you're telling us, no, well, that's the skate. It's
He-
the boot.
Shin skate.
Right. Okay. Thanks, Ryan. Should have called you.
It's
I
What's
didn't
your
know the
number?
answer to that. I do know what a skate is. I know that the blade's part of a skate.
but they're two different things. There's the boot and the
the blade.
holder.
There's a boot, there's a holder, there's a blade, there's laces. That would all be deemed a part of the skate in the rule book, I'm guessing.
You're being a
guessing.
bit cheeky, I think.
Okay. No, go dig her up.
Go buy a skate right now, or go buy a pair of skates right now.
They'll come with laces and a holder and blades.
No, they don't come with blades. You got to buy the blades.
Is that right these days?
Yes.
All units? Wow.
Wow.
Because I bought some dusty ones for
Wow,
my
I'm
Aussie
sure.
cousin. Those had blades.
Depending
They
on
needed a sharpening or two, though.
I think probably a lot of them do.
That's super high end stuff. They get hosing you for blades.
That's right.
you can critique me, and then in a year or 2 weeks from now, I can say, "Well, I effing told you so."
I told you so. Yeah.
Just like the flying car.
I need to see this flying car that you're
Get the
bragging
flying
about. This morning.
car. COVID.
Who's manufacturing said flying car?
2021-ish. Hey, by
Just-
2025, flying cars.
Is it
You
a
want
Honda?
one? 400G. It's all yours. Get your name.
So
on
what you're saying is there is a flying car. There's
it.
flying
It's
cars.
terrible looking, but
Okay.
it's there, and it flew over
Is
another
it a Village
car.
Honda? What's it called?
Well, we should call Anthony. He's probably got someone.
Maybe.
Call Anthony.
Swing by. It's your dealership for life.
I'll
Wow.
show you.
I had no
Bastard.
idea. So there, I mean, clearly a goal. I don't know what we were all worked up about.
Well, at least this rulebook's really clear and makes a lot of sense.
I like that
That's
we
the
wanted
key.
to argue it was no goal against our home team.
No, I think
don't fight me
no,
on
we're just
everything.
watching and everyone's just like, wait, this is,
Yeah, I think if you
and
took
he's not going to,
a room full of hockey fans and showed them the clip, be like, goal or no goal, I'm thinking it's a very high percentage of saying, well, no, it was kicked in. That's no goal.
And if it was the Caps on the exact same play, I think the conversation would have gone the exact same way today.
Now, so we heard from Pike about the review. You can't review it. What if the officials said no goal? It's a kick. Is that the right call?
It's the wrong call, but I wonder if you could review it. That would be interesting because that's what my follow up was if they know it's off the shin and it is a kicking motion, is it a goal?
I don't know why you two have to argue about everything.
We're trying to figure out this rule book. Not arguing.
Yeah, because that's been a
Very easy task.
for many people and years and decades.
I'm not. It's been called Pike.
We're gonna have to call him again.
I don't think so. We could. We'll see how this goes.
Jack, I sent you something.
Definitely cars.
Matt Coronado, another goal.
What a shot.
He can
What
shoot
shot?
it. That's what we've said since
he
he was
shoot?
drafted. He can shoot it.
End of a shift.
Tired.
Went on a 2-on-1. Poached it.
Yeah. Shitty hands, but
Back
it's
the other way, and wires it. Kind of a weird one. Like there's a couple things there. It's like across the body to the far post, which is usually blocker side, but for Thompson, it's glove side.
That's
So you
true.
think he'd be in a better vantage, situation or vantage point to
great pass by Bahl.
great. I mean,
It's
I'm
just
just
a
a 2-line pass.
Send it. This is a 2-line pass. That was a crazy rule.
It's a heck of a shot.
I was stunned at like how much people were panning Coronado last year.
What's panning mean?
Just like, whatever. And you're
Okay.
like, this guy's played Harvard a year ago. This is last year.
Harvard. Smart too.
So
Like
smart.
NCAA, it's a big jump to go to the pros. And he's like, oh, he's going to the A. Oh, what are you doing? Another bad pick. Like, could you give the guy a year? It's his first full season. He looks like a guy like, yeah, he could score 30 in this league. Like that's an asset for this organization. He gets paid this summer too.
15 on the year. And I mean, hey, he's a first rounder, so you'd hope that he's going to get in the league and play. But
He's not even getting the league. I mean, we're talking he's looking like one of their best finishers in his first full season.
yeah, I would say he's their best shooter. Is there anyone
Him and
I'm missing?
Sharangovich can
Maybe,
rifle
yeah.
it. I don't know where to put Frost yet, but he's got some handles on him.
The shot is undeniable.
Yeah, it's a difference maker. It separates him from the pack. Like a lot of the other skills are good, but
If you were to take the reel of his 15 goals, there's some nice.
they're all
goals
like
in there.
that. Yeah, they're all a lot of them are from distance, beating goalies clean.
And not many on this team would you say that's the case.
No, last year we stood around saying no one can do this.
And I looked last night, and I believe it to be true, but again, me and math. His longest goal drought was 6 games this year.
That's it.
It's just been kind of consistent. He's not binging and then disappearing for a long stretch of time.
Yeah. Did the coming out party game in Montreal and at Richmond's. Remember that?
He's got 15. Chill out. Please.
I'm just telling you.
Been good.
On this team, to be a consistent goal scorer is that's a feat.
So he signs and plays, I think, the last game of 2 seasons ago, which I think might have been a San Jose game. We were at.
Stupid cap management there.
Well, you needed just him to sign to get the assets. So sure enough. And he might be cheaper coming off an 18, 20 goal a year than what Oliver do next year. So it might have been genius. But what do you do if you're Connie with him this summer? Because you could flop an 8-year deal. You could go short term at low money. Because point being, what do they really think about Matt Coronado and where he's going? There's a chance to get him cheap. You've got the cap space. If it's going to be an overpay for the first couple of years, these are the years to do it. You got lots of cap
The
space.
Sabres did with
Cousins, yeah.
Some of those guys.
Nice night for Cousins last night.
Was it?
3 assists, I believe.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Oddly, for Craig Conroy, we talked about this offseason going to be an easy one. Last year, all those UFAs, he's got all these trades to make, that sort of thing. He does have some decisions. We actually got into it last night. What are you doing with Frost? What are you doing with Ball? What are you doing with Coronado? You've got
Wolf, the biggest.
Wolf, you've got some.
Also, Zary.
They're under your control.
Zary as well.
But to your point, what are you doing here with term?
Yeah. And we talked about it on the show yesterday, and it's definitely not apples to apples. But when Matthew Tkachuk came up out of his entry level, they weren't in a spot where it was going to be easy for them to overpay in the short term to get him locked in long term. If that was even something he'd sign or not, I don't want to get into that. But they're in a really unique spot where they have a ton of cap space and can afford for those short-term overpays to win the long-term deal on all these guys. Like you're looking at some money coming off the books in the form of like Mantha Kuzmenko. You could extend all these guys in that 5 to 8 year range. Whereas most teams, you can't do that because you'll be capped out. You're like, we got to bridge this guy to keep him cheap for a while. And then that guy will be expired. And then when he comes up, and that's kind of what they did with Tkachuk, you have a chance to lock guys into value deals across the board here.
Do you want to do that right now, Red?
What?
Or do you want to think of, because these are
I
the
gotta
names. Now,
see
Klapka
how-
is there, but Klapka is
Not concerned. Klapka's a replaceable piece.
Morgan Frost, 25, center. This is the last year of his current deal. He's an RFA, so you have his rights, but he has arbitration. 2.1 million.
So you qualify him at 2.5, I think
Yeah.
is the word. Ish.
So,
I want to see more. I'm not sure yet.
okay. I like the player.
I like the skills.
I'm
yeah.
not,
What is he? That's what I'm not sure about.
well, he's a 25-year-old center.
Right, but is he going to be a top 2 center in the league or not? I'm not sure.
Is he at 50 points? Is he?
Yeah. I like the skills, but I'm not ready to say this is our number 2 center. I'm going to pay him as such for the next 6-7 years, right? Whereas I feel differently about what Zary's going to be for the next 8, what Wolf's going to be for the next year plus the next 8. What I think Coronado's got a perfect profile for a top 6 scoring winger. I'm more comfortable in what he is. I haven't seen enough Frost to say here's what he's going to be in the league where I feel much more comfortable. And because we've watched him for 150 games or whatever with the other guys.
Yeah.
Is the fully Coronado or the other way?
Skates better, but yeah, they're finishers, right? Right
not
shots.
A bunch better though, right? Like he's not a pretty skater. of
I would say he's like
speed,
his skating doesn't hurt him. Toffoli's ugly.
It's probably, it's probably average, right? It's
Average is fine
speed
'cause it
for
means
Coronado.
you're a good skater in the
I'm not
NHL. Yeah,
criticizing you. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, but I agree
there
with you.
I see some similarities there.
for sure. It's the shot that's the difference maker. Like if Tyler Toffoli can't shoot, he's not in the league. That's a major weapon, right?
So Coronado's 22, RFA coming out of entry level, Zary 23, center winger coming out of entry level.
Because I brought up Cousins and because we talk about the Sabres sometimes because I live in Buffalo and blah, 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 blah. Is there a word of caution for Conroy?
Not yet.
But if they're
Cousins.
planning on doing what the Sabres have done, and that's where they've kind of signed a bunch of guys that are NHLers, but maybe not difference makers. And then
Yeah, you'd have to like the thing with the Cousins deal is you knew, not unlike Sanderson and Ottawa and others, that you were going to overpay the first couple of years, but that you believed in the players'
but then you're in the
development.
muck for a few years too, because this team is not heads and tails next year playoff bound either. They're having a hell of a year, right? And if you go and pay all those guys, it's fine.
It's that's what you want. The overpay years are the years you want to not be contending. Like it doesn't hurt you when if you're a team about to win, you need every dollar to be efficient. They're not there right now. These will be really efficient contracts when this team is in that window to be a contender theoretically.
And I'm not here or there. I'm just
So I would say go as long as you can with Zary, Coronado, Wolf.
What
keep
about Bahl?
powder dry, Dean.
I would
24.
I would give the 1 year deal to Frost or 2, whatever he's preferring, and just say let's see how we fit more. And with Bahl, I'd sort of midterm it because I don't think he's irreplaceable, but I do think he's important.
What do you want? It's a tough
Well, it's-
question
I mean,
to answer. Right?
Like on a contending team, is Bahl your 4 or is he your left
Tell
side
you what,
5?
Toronto
I don't
Maple Leafs
know.
would love to have.
I think he's
Oh.
a 4.
He
on
wasn't
mo-
last year on this team.
On
but
most
yeah.
teams, I think he's a 4 if you need him to be. And even some good teams are going to have stronger or weaker defense.
I just think of this team that started last year in this city. He's their 6 because he's not Zadorov and he's not Tanev, Hanifin.
Who would you
Uyghur,
rather have
Andersson.
right now?
After shit
Bahl or
talking
Zadorov?
Zadorov, you're going to take Zadorov over Bahl?
Oh, they're super different. I you know what? That's fair. They're
Right?
comparable. So that's a 5 then. That's my point.
A
'Cause
4
he's a 5 on this team last year.
I think what
Yeah,
he
but you had
is-
one of the.
I had the 4 guys and then Zadorov.
I know, but
Yeah.
your decor last year was quite
quite good. So like a contending decor. Yeah. I
So
think
what other
I'm just asking what you think of him. I think
he's I think you're right. I think we're splitting hairs, to be honest with you. I think
Probably.
he's a 4 or 5,
Yeah.
depending on what he's making.
that's totally. And so what is a 4-5 a guy that you need to lock up long term? And I guess depends on the number.
You might.
If it's a deal, the number that's like, oh, I like that, then absolutely do it.
If you don't, it's great to think that all these kids that we're so excited about as defensemen are coming along. None of them are contributing in the NHL and have like, even if you get Perek, we're talking about Andersson leaving, and we like
Parek's
you
already
have to
a
have
different
some
profile.
defense.
I agree, and I don't think he and Perek are similar at all in the sense that,
I'm not.
But I think that makes him
not
maybe
the
more
point.
valuable
you
because
to
you have
6 fucking defensemen.
dude, let me finish the point. I'm not arguing with you here.
Well, you
So-
are.
No, I was literally going to say, and that's why I agree with you in the sense that,
all right.
you know, all
I
these
thought-
guys they have are offensive profile right side. The only real comparable I see on the left is like Solovyov. Do you believe in 3 years Solovyov could be the better guy than him? It's conceivable. I
they're
don't
the
know.
same age,
Are they? I
Yeah.
thought Bahl was older.
24.
Interesting. Okay. So that's good.
Both left shots, 24. I think Ball's, like you said, he's replaceable but important.
Yeah.
That's a big gap. If he's important, then you want to keep him.
He would be the least
I would-
important of that group.
and
He
I-
and Frost. Yeah.
I don't think it would be a big pay. If it's
Take Ball out of the lineup. How did the D look?
Not good.
that's the thing. I wonder if
Yeah.
you've got something here that it's not sexy but is valuable.
Yeah. And I hope you have 2 with Solovyov as well. I think so. But again, are you going 8 years or is that, I don't want this guy into the 30s? I think a 4 or 5 year deal would make sense. 3, 4, 5.
Sure.
Yeah. What's that cost you? 3.5, 4?
I think it's more.
Cap's going up.
I'd be
He's
happy.
a 4th defenseman.
I'd be happy with 3.5, 4.
Yeah, you'd be
It's a
happy.
nice-
I don't think it's enough for
So
it.
He's
yeah.
making just over $1 million. It's a nice little raise.
Yeah. And
Thinking 4.5.
we always play these games where it's like,
Yeah.
what would you do? It's like, well, we don't know what the money the player wants is. Because if he wants 6, I have to say buy.
Yeah.
But if he wants 3.5, lock him up for 8 years. Like,
Yes.
the money is a huge
8
variable. We
years
don't
and
know.
3.5. Yeah.
Right?
But at a time where there's so many sexy D and puck movers and all that, I still find value in that kind of guy.
Oh, we all do. It's been the biggest gap they've had is Uyghur's had to play with Miromat or Hanley all year. You need another Ball.
Because then if Rasmus is out of the picture in a year, and you look at all these other guys, include Rasmus, because it's a question mark. Jake Bean, Miramanov,
No.
Hanley,
None of those guys.
even Solovyov. We'll see.
Solovyov's got
It's-
to prove it out, and I'm willing to give him a chance. But the other guys you've named,
They're
are
all
not
6'7",
necessary
yeah.
pieces at all. They're not even.
So where are you at or Anderson? Because the famous spat we had was you saying they got to resign him, was it not? Because it
No.
feels like now you're wavering a bunch where you're like, they should be taking calls on Anderson.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Well, we argue all on everything.
No, I'm just asking where you're at on
Like,
Anderson.
whatever I-
What should they do with Anderson?
I've said I love him as I think he should be the captain, but I worry about his boots.
And he's
He
going to be
already, and like we said, went to the 4 Nations, healthy scratch in the games that mattered for Sweden. Now have they got good depth? Yeah,
Yeah,
but
they do.
do we overvalue what this guy is? I think the most sexy thing about him is his cap hit, his competitive nature, shoots, he's a right-handed shot, that sort of thing. We talked about it last night. Can I see what the offers are?
Yeah.
Because if the offers are shit, then I'm going to think maybe about signing him.
Yeah. And if you get Marcus Pettersson and a guy for a first plus, you're like,
But
you'd
if I-
hope he'd be worth a lot more than that.
Yeah.
And that's a haul if you're getting a lot more than a first, right?
I don't know that he's done anything to hurt, but he certainly hasn't done anything to grow his.
What he
Market.
also hasn't done for me is convince me he's going to age well.
That's I do.
And he's
Have the same-
28 today. He'll turn 29 next year, the last year of his deal. He will turn 30 the first year of what
Today's
will
his birthday? Today's his birthday.
no in October.
Oh, I love Burst.
Said he was 28 today. I thought he was
On this day,
blowing out
he's
candles.
probably 28 and a half or so.
We would sing.
But yeah, he'll turn 29 essentially the first month of the season next year, and his first year of a new contract. I think if you're his agent, you're asking for max term, whether it's here or in free
You
agency.
have to as his
So
agent.
are you signing up for age 30 to 37 Rasmus Andersson and expecting him to look like this or worse than this?
6.5. It's all yours, Ras.
6.5 ain't gonna get done.
They listen.
Well,
They
the
do.
ag-
Yeah.
The agents are always listening for ideas.
Like,
yeah.
come on.
What have we thought of his year? Remember, he came out of the gate. He was scoring goals and staring
He
down
looked
fans.
like a superstar, and he looks like a 3-4 right now.
Yeah, he looks like
He's
He's solid.
It's
You
flattened
want
out.
him.
good. He's a right shot. Those are in demand more. There's less of them around.
Meanwhile, Uyghur has been very good.
I'm playing with scraps. He's the guy that gets the Hanley Miramanov treatment. And you're committed to him for less future years than you would be with Rasmus. I just think if you really want to play the asset management game, you have to listen hard on these things rather than the public statements, which I understand are probably just trying to keep things quiet. Like, we're not taking calls on these guys. Like, well, if you start doing the math on what that next contract's going to look like, you should be taking calls on
You
these
can
guys.
trade him next year too, though.
Yep. You'll get more this year, I'd think, because you're selling 2 playoff runs.
Yeah, but you might have a playoff run yourself at this stage.
True. Yeah, that might be the sweet middle spot where it's like Vancouver's imploded. We're thrilled to get in the playoffs. And it could be a real good showcase spot for a guy if we are going to take calls on him next year.
I am curious. It's probably a team by team situation, whether having Rasmus for a 2 playoff run, like trade for him this deadline.
Well, the Leafs
'Cause he-
would take him.
The big time.
Yeah, the Leafs would.
They just lost a right shot defenseman last night. Let me know well.
Tree. Give us a call.
You got the tree tax, though. That's the thing.
That's what they say. I don't know if that's real. And then Dustin Wolf at the top of the list as far as guys that can be signed.
Has to be your top priority. It's the only reason you're competitive this year. You put mediocre net behind all the structure and work ethic, don't matter as much as good goaltending.
He's 23.
23.
Yep.
And me.
23.
It's his birthday. You got it in front of you?
Who cares?
So,
It's
I mean,
always
I-
this year.
It's absolutely your guy. I'm just thinking, how many years can you lock him up?
What's he going to want? He's going to want 8.
He probably will want 8. And then people might think that's crazy. He had one good year, but you also look around and be like, Ullmark, Swayman, who'd you rather have out of the 3? You
And
guys
if
make
he's
8.5.
if he's going to play well for the next 8 years, who cares? Because 8 as a number 1 with the cap going up the way it is not a big deal at all.
Shouldn't be. As long as he is what he looked
As long as he
As
performs.
long as it looks like he's looked this year, it's a steal for the Flames long term. And for him, you've secured money. You've reduced the risk of an injury costing you tens of millions.
Is there any chance he is not what we're seeing?
There's a chance it's goalie, but I
There's
think
such
the
a track
pedigree is so
record,
long
right?
here that I think the Flames should be more comfortable doing this than say if like Brian Elliott got hot for a year. Or something.
Yes, like that, there are goaltenders that are making a ton of dough that have had 1 year.
Yeah, like the Joey Decord thing. You're like, geez, okay, but they know him best since the expansion draft. And the one for me that's crazy is the Lankinen one, because we've seen guys like him flare for a year and look great and then
Sherelli.
disappear again.
That is a
Koskinen and
Sherelli.
Edmonton.
Was it the frickin' last May? It was who's the other guy there?
In where?
Silyol.
Shilovs.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
the guy that
He
Vancouver.
was the guy.
Yeah, and
Look at
then
him go. He's
Yeah.
playing well against the Oilers.
he's in Abbotsford.
like,
That's the thing with goalies. Now, and again, to all of our points, when you see a guy win Western Hockey League Goal of the Year, Western Hockey League Goal of the Year, AHL Goal of the Year as a rookie, AHL Goal of the Year, and League MVP, those are 4 consecutive seasons. That's different than Shilov's being thrust into Game 5 of Round 1 or whatever the hell it was last year. It's you can bet on that pedigree more comfortably than a hot year of Chad Johnson. Clearly.
I see the name Roman Turek coming up in the.
Large had a great
Does it-
start.
It just feels different than a Roman Turek extension did or would. It's such a volatile position, but like you say, the track record, just watching him, the way he competes, it feels like it's a safe investment, whatever it ends up being, even if it feels like a lot for a long time.
I think every deal comes with risk, but in terms of goalies, there'd be a lot more risky people to bet on than this guy with his track record. Like the Ullmark one, everyone's like, this is going to be great. Ottawa's finally got to go. I was like, well, never played more than 44 games. And boy, the numbers are good, but Buffalo weren't keen on keeping him around. And Boston picked the other guy. And
Buffalo
maybe
was.
he is great, but you're paying top of the market dollars for a guy that's never been a hard number 1. He does have a Vezina. Like this feels like a safer bet than that.
Sharon Govich has not
Quiet again.
lived up to this contract yet. 5.75.
Correct. That's Fairby money. He also can't buy.
He
a
has
goal right
not.
now.
Yeah.
I don't know what he is, Fairby. Sharangovich, I know what it looks
He
like.
looks out of sorts.
Good.
He still looks like he's fanning on pucks. I see him around it, but not scoring. I'm hopeful it
I
falls
don't
into
want to be
place
a
for him.
putz, but like for a guy like Farabee or Sharangovich, it's easy to play with Backlund. Okay, great. But is he offensive? How's his number? Like he's not
but
offensive.
they're not playing.
Kadri is what is he? He's a well-rounded centerman? Is he naturally gifted on the offensive side? No. Who's this? The centerman?
I know.
They're both playing with Frost, who's also fresh here. You just got to give those guys time.
Because you look when we talked to Noodles about Ottawa and the guys that they have out there that they signed, like Batherson. First couple of years was a bit of an overpay. Now you look at it, it's like that's a great signing. Norris, great signing. So, but you've also got Stützle and Brady Tkachuk.
Yeah, driving the bus,
which helps make those signings feel really good.
Mm-hmm.
But when getting Zary and Coronado long term, you kind of need them to be your guys. You don't have the stars that allow them to have a couple years to grow into that contract. Like for Sharangovich right now, it'd be nice to
look like a second line winger, please.
Yeah, like you need him to be more than what he is right now.
You need last year's Sharangovich.
Yeah,
which was great. He had 50 points, and he flirted with 30 goals like that.
But a lot of guys that Coleman had, anyway. It's not breaking. The depth of offense is terrible on this team. I'm sorry, it just is.
Their ability to take opportunities and turn them into high quality scoring opportunities is really low. There's just not a lot of wow. And yeah, like Kadri one-on-one can do some things, and Huberdeau's got some vision, but as a whole, they really struggle to create high quality chances. And that's why they are where they are in 5-on-5 even strength scoring. It's where they are for goals for. They're an offensively challenged group. And so when you look at those signings this summer they could make, I'm very happy to pay Zary and Coronado because I'm afraid to see what they could do with as these other guys age. Like these are the guys that can produce offensively.
And then it comes back to how do you get that next tier of player? And you had it with Johnny and you had it with Tkachuk.
Mm-hmm. It's the draft.
I don't know how you do that now. I was just watching that game last night. It's 2-0. You're in the second period. Caps have come on. You get a power play with whatever it was left. You had a chance here with the power play, end of the second period, make it 3-0.
Mm-hmm.
Make your life easy. Go to the room after 40 with a 3-0 lead. Boys, tuck it in. We're done. They didn't get a shot on goal on the power play.
And the power play's been okay.
Jesus,
power plays been great since
they just it must be so frustrating and hard for the coaches because there's opportunities. Make life a little easier for yourself right here. Here's an opportunity to give yourself just a bit of breathing room. And so rarely are they able to do it because they just don't have the skills to do it.
Adversity, Dean. It's good for them.
I think there's enough they don't need more.
Oh, they'll know how to play with tight games.
It's also the top team in the league, and it's not going to be easy. I mean, that's a whale of a performance.
Yeah, but it's not just the top team in the league that happens against, right?
I guess it's
not a one-off.
The goal scoring. Is it 2 or 3? 2? Okay.
Yeah.
3? Yeah. Well, all right.
2's tough. 3 maybe. You hope Wolf's in net or Vladar's good. That's the team they are. It's not the sexiest hockey, but God, you respect it because they're playing. It's the hard way to do it. It's not just all this skill going out and plays happen. They really got to grind for every win.
Do they ever?
Yeah.
Fourth line goal last night.
Fourth line was good.
Again, second straight game.
Roondog's been crucified on a lot of these programs of late. That line's been pretty darn good.
Who would do it?
Pospisil got down there.
Who would do it?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Are you allowed to say anything remotely disdainful about number 8? Not on our team?
Ovi?
Watching his usage last night was wild.
What do you
5 minutes straight?
Let's try it out.
Yeah.
Let's give it a shot.
My observation is that I'm cheering for him to break this record, and I love his game and his attitude and who he is.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't play hockey.
You know what?
Explain that.
He's everywhere and wherever he wants to go, and he's not going fast.
No.
And he'll shoot it all the time. The rest of the team working their ass off for 2 minutes, and he gets it and shoots it.
Everyone understands the mission here.
Yeah.
Everyone does.
I know, and I do too, but
Yeah.
I'm just like,
The real test for me is playoffs because
Yes.
those goals don't count. How different is the usage and what he looks like? Because Spencer Carberry is coaching him like he's on his fantasy team and he wants that record broken this year.
Yeah.
It's like power
Great
play,
way of
commercial
saying it.
break, leave him like it's 4 minutes straight. And then they've got an empty net and Ovi's on the ice for like 3 minutes.
Yeah,
It just don't
can't,
change.
It
am I
cannot
wrong
happen
though?
soon
Like,
enough.
I feel sheepish up bringing it up, but it's like,
He needs 12 goals in their final 23 games. That's better
just
than
get it over.
like he needs a hat trick or two in there, and then it's doable. It's a half goal a game for the rest of the year. It's incredible. It's kind of the pace he's been on.
He played 23 minutes and 36
23
seconds.
minutes. A 39-year-old that doesn't move tremendously well.
But he didn't move a lot either. Like, it's not just
No.
that he doesn't move well. He's not
And
trying to
how
move
many shot
fast. He
attempts?
can play 24 minutes because he's not going full out at any point.
Shots plus blocks plus missed shots.
He had 5 shots on net.
That's a ton.
He missed the net 6 times.
That's 11 shot attempts and
Blocked.
blocked. AB.
Actually, it says there was none blocked.
Oh,
oddly.
Rasmus blocked like
I was going
three
to say
of those.
Rasmus
ate a
got
bunch.
welts all over him.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but yeah, it's somebody had gone. You know how they'll take the game is on the TV, but they'll take their phone and just kind of record the TV. They did it with Lion last week in one of his games where he's just kind of standing in the offensive zone. And he'll kind of, okay, it's coming. So he'll slowly loop out and get to about the blue line and then hover and then come back in. I don't know how you break a sweat. Like there's no effort. It was kind of Ovechkin, although he did back check that one play. It was like, oh, look at Ovi with the that's a good back check there. But yeah, it can't come soon enough for Spencer Carberry. And you even see because he talked. There was that the one shot he had in the third period where it went like
Just wired it.
whang clang. Even the players, his own players, like oh, fuck. Like ducking out of the way and.
The thing is, if they don't get it in the regular season, because he's got to be like it's a heater, he's got to stay on to get there. Playoffs is gonna make everything better because those goals don't count. We could just get back. I pulled this from the Athletic this morning.
Yeah.
This on the left, there's a graph showing his goals scored chasing the record as time passes, and then on the right, it's the odds of breaking the record this year. He was all the way up to like a 2/3 chance right at the time of the injury. He misses 16 games.
Yeah.
And he still needed 42 this year. And he might get it with 16 games missing. He's about a coin toss to hit the record this year, 48%. And the hat trick, obviously, Sunday against Edmonton and the one last night against the Flames. That's 4 in 2 games. That helps your odds. He jumps from like 15% to 48.
And what's great, everyone's in on it. Everyone gets it. And
yeah.
everyone's. But what did we spend yesterday talking about? How Spencer Carberry has this team bought in. So he is taking.
They're bought in all right.
He's
They
taking
know the mission.
everyone on the team and holding them accountable to this is how we play. And then Ovi's going to do his thing. But everybody else,
Yes.
we're going. I mean, we back check. It's focus. And
But then on the power play, Ovi gets
You know,
full 2
it's
minutes and then
whatever,
empty net at either end. It's all Ovi. But otherwise, like guys, we got to play this way.
interesting observation you had, right? Yeah.
It's wild.
But we still love him. Hope he gets it. Get it this year.
It's not a criticism. Good
Nope.
word. Observation.
Yeah, it's
And
very good
again,
observation.
these are the luxuries of being in first place. If Spencer Carberry is in 9th in the East,
Yeah.
there's some harder decisions.
He can shoot it.
Still. Rasmus is covered in waltz, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's the type of bravery I can't compute and relate with. Rhett could. Just the decision and the willingness to follow through with that.
And it's the
Yeah,
kind of
don't
turn. Is that the technique? Is it so you get more of your skate blade in the side of your because you don't want to take in the jibs or
attacked it.
You don't want, there's no pads on your back of the body. That's
Yeah.
I've noticed. You want your front facing the puck.
mind you, when you're shooting, you don't have a whole lot of time to.
Fair.
Okay, how am I going to frame up on this?
Ow!
It's just kind of.
Like, did you say you guys had to do the, was it a taser or the beanbag gun
We did the
with the
taser.
police? Because I feel like it's a similar decision where you're like, I know this is going to suck. It's going to hurt a lot, but I'm despite my body wanting no, my brain is saying yes. I'm going to do this. Like beanbag gun. Rasmus took 6 last night.
I think I had like a spit take. was in the second period when Bahl chopped the stick out of.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, whack, and the stick goes flying into the end boards, and then McMichael's just kind of looking at him, and then he gets cross-checked.
And then McMichael comes back with a big right that goes right
Wilson
on the
comes
jaw.
diving in there.
Tom Wilson's just licking his chops. This is oh baby.
It was when he chopped that stick out of his head and went flying. This is beautiful.
That was good.
And then Carberry, see him say, took the big old lace swing, and there's no friggin' slash.
I love Carberry on the bench. He's got some swagger for a coach.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Hey, Tim Hortons, Canada.
Timmy.
Your favorite contest is back. Roll up to win. You could win millions of amazing prizes with just the swipe of a thumb.
Schwippy.
Imagine turning your routine Tims into an unforgettable vacation with Sell-Off Vacations, a 1,000 Rocket cash prize, an all-new, all-electric 2025 Volkswagen ID Buzz. Even the simple joy of winning a free coffee or donut can make anyone's day.
Damn right.
You've only got until March 23rd. Open up that Tim's app. Get rolling. This is our game, Canada. Don't let this chance at millions of amazing prizes pass you by. Play Roll Up to win on the Tim's app now. Rules apply. Canada only. No purchase necessary. Visit the Tim app for details.
I was looking at a screensaver we had on the TV here. It's just some dolphins poking their little noses out of it. He's like, what are we doing? You got to win that vacation with your roll-up.
There.
What were they saying, those dolphins?
That's what they're saying.
Should go.
I thought you booked, didn't you book? I thought you booked San Diego yesterday.
No, you didn't want to go.
Oh.
You're the road trip guy.
Yeah.
Chicago in February, but
You are kind
you
of,
don't want to get to San Diego for opening day.
No, they canceled that.
you're loosely pulling the football, though. I'll get all excited. I'll be like the kid with his fishing rod sitting on the front step waiting for Uncle Rhett to come and pick me up, and I'll be sitting there all day. When are we going to San Diego, bud? I'm not going to San Diego with you. Beat it. But
Tickets
I
again.
thought we were going to San. Nice.
We should go to San Diego.
Village Honda. Got a little intel the other day.
Oh, really?
Flying cars?
Is there something going on at Village Honda? March? I think what they're doing, they're getting that the big silk drape, drapery that they put on a new vehicle, and they do the old Olay deal. I think they took it to the dry cleaners. You don't do that unless you're planning to use it, I don't think.
I've heard the same whispers.
Might be a big vehicle unveil coming.
If you're part of the Village Honda family,
Mhm.
just keep an eye on your
Keep
inbox.
an eye on it. Village Honda, Northwest Automall, online at villagehonda.com. They are your dealership for life, and they present Pinder Report.
Thank you, Boom. Let's go to FlamesNation.ca and see what the writers are writing about.
They do right.
That's writers sure right. There's your boy Flash Rhett. He's got beyond the box score. Flames back to work in an impressive victory over the Capitals. Headlines can be misleading. That one is not, and I do agree with it. Then Jeff Middleton, your boy, Rhett.
I've not met Jeff.
Ryan Lomberg and the Flames' fourth line proved worthy of their start against Capitals. Here's the thing. They started the game. They started the second period. They started the third period, and they scored a goal. I get the sense Huska has been happy with the fourth line. Happier than the third line.
Did you see the locker room video from last night?
They're quite thrilled with young men.
Pumped for the Rune Dog
Yes.
and the fourth line.
I do. Pospisil on a fourth line is, I know they were talking about it on the game last night. Like, that's the right depth.
Feels like it.
Now, they do have a lot of second and third liners and a lot of first liners on this team, but when Pospisil can go do his thing on the fourth line, yes, okay, very good. That's helpful.
I do. Yeah. I miss some of the grime. I get it. They kind of scared it out of him a little bit. Stop taking these penalties. You can't be doing this. You're costing us games, this whole thing.
It's all your fault.
It's part of the player's safety.
Part of what made him unique.
Mm-hmm.
There weren't many guys that could do what he does when he's playing that way.
And so when he's
boring
playing
now.
9 to 12 minutes instead of 14, maybe we see more of that muck. Who
Maybe.
knows? Yeah. Anyway, lines be good.
I'm hopeful.
We're all hopeful. Ovechkin did score. It was the only Capitals goal in the Flames victory, 12 to go. Also, 30 goals at age 39 or older. Fourth player ever to do it. How did it 3 times, of course? Teemu Selanne and Johnny Busick. Good burn. Not easy to score 30 at 39.
And I don't know how Busick and Gordy scored theirs. Timu maybe. But did they have the velocity on their shot
No one's had the velocity on
That-
their shot that Ovi does.
that Ovi does
Ever.
still? Incredible.
It's yeah, great stuff. We're paying witness. Washington, that was a nice little run that the Flames snapped there. 16-game home point streak. 11-5 ends with that loss. First regulation loss since they lost to the Devils back in November 23rd. Stop hitting them.
Hey,
2024.
so long ago.
What were we doing November 23rd?
Don't
Goodness.
look.
November
Got this
13th.
binder and
Something
stupid
stupid we talked
things
about.
written down for no reason.
Yeah.
Wasting.
Oh, Danny Dimes,
Oh.
Harbaugh Bowl, Mike Evans is back. Rogers 2025 ? And it was a Thursday nighter between Cleveland and Pittsburgh. How'd that one go, Jack? Remember that?
Yeah, that was the shits. That was the snow game.
The snow game. Yeah, he fell from the.
That was a while ago, right? That's the point. They hadn't lost at home in regulation since then. I'm glad we went back. Okay. West standings after the win. What does it look like? Well, Flames, games played even in and a point more than the Vancouver Canucks.
Who played tonight?
Oh, stop hitting them. We'll get to the out-of-town score schedule in a moment. Also, Utah kind of creeping around up into the picture. Keep an eye on them.
You know what, Ryan? I was thinking. Sorry to jump in. I know it's
You're
been
good.
report. You look at St. Louis there, right?
Who?
Close.
St. Louis Blues.
Saying it.
They are 4 points back of the Flames. They've played 2 more games. You think of that 2-game stretch that they had there, those 2 back-to-back games against the Blues. They lost them both.
Is that right?
Boy, what if that ends differently? Be a big swing right now.
That's interesting you brought that up. I hadn't thought about it.
I don't know if a lot of people have mentioned it, but
Yeah. Red, have you,
Yeah.
I was
Attention,
thinking
folks.
about it.
you been thinking
Pay
about that, right?
attention.
Back to you, Ryan.
Thanks, Boom.
Yeah.
Canucks in action tonight. We'll get to that in a moment, as you noted. And well, the playoff odds. Well, let's maybe go with a gauntlet. Let's go to the mini gauntlet just to remind people what's coming up, because that's a great game last night. They need many more great games to come home at 500 or better. That would be quite a feat. And I think the fan base, it would be tough to not if they can come home with a relatively successful road trip or a wildly successful one, considering the opponents. If they're 500 or better, would be incredible here, wouldn't it?
Oh, 500 or better. Yes.
Okay, so today,
1-0.
what do you give us?
Well, you have to have Philly.
Okay.
It's the only. It's the should be the easiest game on the bingo card.
Maybe you can get to overtime a couple
I
times.
think Dallas
Oh.
is hellacious. Going
Agree.
from
At the end of the
that
trip.
East Coast and going all the way to Dallas is a oof.
Tampa's rolling right now. Florida's dinged up.
I think Florida or
Florida might be
Carolina is-
more gettable, for making up words today, than Tampa. And I just
all the ones on the right, Dean. I'll go with all the ones on the right
500.
side of the ledger.
There you go.
3-3.
The other thing I was looking at a while ago, since Kachuk went to Florida, Flames have done very well against the Panthers.
He won't be playing now, though.
So they probably steamroll him. Okay, because he's clearly the problem there. Yeah, look, it's an incredibly tough run. This team has beaten the odds just to be in this point where this road trip matters.
That win last night, however you want to look at it, it gives you a couple nice days on a long road trip.
Yep.
Feel good yesterday, nice day today. You're ready for that game tomorrow. You're not feeling like
Well, you're relaxed in sunny FLA right now,
That's what
as
I'm saying.
opposed to oh shit.
Yeah.
That's one. This is not going to be right. Like the stress is off instead of on.
because what was the Oilers score with the Caps the other day? They got 7
Yarded.
Yeah.
Is it 8-3?
Something that it was lopsided. So this would be the better of the two. I would argue.
You know what it was? It was not great, Bob.
Not great, Bob.
As for the Flames, I'm looking at the schedule. Huska's going to find an off day for these cats. What's the date today? 26. Practice at 2:30 in Florida, Rhett. What's the move here?
Today,
Yeah, because you would have got in pretty late last night.
be a casual practice, probably optional.
Optional. Maybe.
Huska, maybe you waive that practice. We can go to the beach.
No, you know what? Guys going to the beach. Daryl would hate that.
Jerome, not a fan of that.
Fat cats hanging out at the beach.
Okay.
Beach is far away from where you stay in Tampa too. It's not easy.
That's right. It's Tampa first. I was thinking Florida in my head. So Flames, we're talking about without really talking about it.
Mhm.
If you go to Bet365, they have the bet
Uh.
for a lot of teams in the league. In fact, no real rhyme or reason to the order of these, but if you look at the bottom, the Flames to make the playoffs plus 200.
Wow.
Canucks to make the playoffs, minus 185, which again, if you want to bet the opposite, you get a pretty penny for them to miss. Surprising? Or not adjusted to last night's games yet?
Maybe not adjusted.
It was this morning and it was up there.
Yeah.
But the markets do lag a bit. What people really focused on the teams.
Let's go, Flames fans.
Plus
Bet
200.
365.
Plus 200. If you want it, if you believe, I'm just giving you a chance to make some dough. If you don't believe, I'm not pushing you here.
Because if the season ended today,
They'd be in.
which it doesn't. If it did,
Those odds would be different if it was season today.
if the season was over, you don't think
Yes.
they'd be high? Probably a
Sorry,
good point.
We're no longer accepting bets.
Yeah.
Eastern standings look as such. We show them because they hold basically all the teams the Flames will play. Tampa on Thursday, that's your 3 seed in the Atlantic. They're only 3 back with 2 games in hand on Florida. The Flames play Saturday afternoon. Second in the Metro is Carolina. They play them Sunday. Matinee, back-to-back matinees on the weekend. And Philly's just 3 points back of Boston, who's at the bottom of your screen. Ottawa's fallen out. No Kachuk, no Norris. They're missing bodies tonight. Not no fun having Brady Kachuk come back dinged
Come
up.
on, Sens.
Come on, Sens. Stop being so boring. Get in the playoffs.
Would
We'll
love
cheer
to,
for you.
I'm
would
okay
love to
with
see a Leaf
Columbus.
Sens series.
Columbus would be fun too. Detroit, that building has not seen playoff hockey. It's new, but it's still like
Yeah.
anytime now, boys. Been playing well. And the trade deadline's only 9 days away.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe that. That seems like it's hard to.
9.
This is Frank. This is from last week. He's got 40 trade targets. Do you want to take a crack at some of the top 10, or do you want me to just read you some names?
I
here?
read them off your list.
Yeah.
Go
Number
ahead.
1, Brock Nelson
Oh, really?
of the Islanders, who, of course, we saw at the Four Nations. Number 2,
All of these have to have a tie into the soundboard. So
number 2, from a family that loves blocking pucks, kind of like Rob Ray did. Brandon Tanev.
It just fucking sucks.
Right, not where I was going there.
Oh.
I don't know if there's any clips. What do you got? Anything for Elias Pettersson? Any crybaby music or something?
What the hell is wrong with you people?
It's not bad. Anyway, lots of good stuff there from Frank. Elsewhere, if you want the more crystallized Canadian view, where every Canadian team stands approaching the trade deadline again next Friday, guys. This is coming up quick.
yeah.
That Four Nations totally distracted us. And you'll have to
And 2
read-
weeks went by.
Well, that was what it was. Yeah. 2 weeks we were talking about the deadline. Your boy Scott Maxwell has written a piece here. You'll have to read it to see what he thinks about where the Flames are, buyers, sellers, or other. Last night, other games, it was a busy slate. Oilers continued their struggles. This is our boy Bag Milk. A lot of boys today on the show. He is actually our boy. He's up in Jasper.
Oh, yeah.
Oilers have been outscored 17-7 so far in the 3 games back. Super cool.
They should not have played McDavid in his first couple games.
Well, clearly he's been awesome. I want you to watch this and tell me where the penalty is, Rhett. Put on your refereeing hat. Here's Connor Bedard driving wide on Miguel Sergachev. Rammed face first into the wall. Nice little smear. Connor Murphy comes in and wraps him up a bit. Rhett, what's the call?
Unsportsmanlike. That's vulgar language right there.
Connor Murphy got the only penalty on this play.
Yeah,
Friends.
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's
Talking smack.
holding. Okay.
Interference.
And then people say, Connor Bedard did. It's not easy league.
It's not an easy, yeah. Thanks, Walks.
Glad we can go to that.
It's a long, it looks like a long, unenjoyable season for Connor
That's
Bedard.
a full 82.
He's counting down the days.
So if they do miss the playoffs, he'll be ready to recharge.
Yeah. Yeah.
We always talk about our dreams and aspirations
Yeah.
in life. And while we might have some slight differences, we can all agree on one thing. Some of that paid leave. Some of that getting paid to not work. Ryan Sutter, with one more game played per Frank Seravalli, will earn a $600,000 bonus, bringing his total pay to 1.725 this year, which, in NHL terms does not sound like much, because in NHL terms it's not. The 40-year-old has multiple income streams, passive income, Dean. What does he own a hotel? Has he invested in
a car wash?
Has he got some high yield stocks?
Walter White?
What has he got? Well, he's making $1.43 million from the Stars buyout. He's making $830,000 from his Wild buyout, and he's making the rest in salary from the Blues. His total compensation this year will be $4.763 million. If this is his last year, i.e., he retires, he'll get paid another $1.43 next year, and $833,000 from Minnesota through 28-29.
So jealous.
So
Excellent
jealous.
work, Ryan Suter.
Jeez.
Stinking Frank, reminding us that other people got it way better than us,
Including Frank.
Yeah, I read the comments on the socials. He gets beat up.
You can't. I mean, he's sitting out there eating cheesesteaks,
Yeah,
talking to
Oh wow.
He sure works
Remchuk
hard,
every
though.
day.
It's the opposite of the.
Chateau Bow Wow.
Chateau Bow Wow,
Yeah,
his
that's
favorite
work.
football teams that were the Super Bowl champs.
That'd be fun. Could do
Got
that
to go to
once.
Boston, Montreal.
Yeah.
Does it all.
We could have
Super
too.
Bowl.
Shut that down.
Unbelievable, right?
Took his kid.
And we talked about Brandon Tanev. He's on the trade targets list for Frank because he's a UFA this summer in Seattle. Not going to be there. That'd be a nice guy to add. Brother Chris down the tunnel last night.
Uh-oh.
That was exactly it. As this time last year, it reminded me.
It did not.
Every
look like
other game, we
anything.
were watching Chris Tanev go down the tunnel saying, I will take one less pick just to make sure he's not in a body bag at the deadline.
Hurry.
Now,
He got
pull the
hit
trigger.
last
Hurry.
night, but it didn't look.
It's one of those like, ooh, that's you got some cartilage in your rib out.
Nah, you
Rip.
know what? That guy was
Shoulder?
at the beach. He went too far.
Yeah.
Now he's paying the price.
Beach injury.
Doesn't realize
That
he's
one.
old. Might have been jet skiing,
Parasailing.
parasailing.
Yeah.
What's that
Dangerous.
other one where you can go way up in the air? It's powered by the jet ski. It's like the air
It's
pack. You're
like-
flying.
Yeah.
Yeah, flying cars.
Yeah.
That's what he was doing on the break.
You were right.
Told you so. Flying cars. NHL tonight. You said the Canucks are playing. I believe you.
Look at
They're-
'em.
They're in LA
Where?
tonight. Nightcap.
Ooh, tough game.
Oh, that is. And the Kings feel good. They just rolled up the Vegas Golden Knights in dramatic fashion. Avs will host the Devils, two teams we thought, yeah, those teams are good enough to win the cup, but both a little better if you want. You might have won your division, but And the Jets get the limping Senators in Ottawa. Jets won 10 in a row.
The Battle of Canada.
Those teams could be Canada's teams, maybe only Winnipeg in all markets. Because Frank and all these dusters have to pick who's Canada's team every year in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
Only Winnipeg could actually be Canada's team because they've won nothing. It's Winnipeg. They don't have a Canadian rival. And you're like, yeah, they've earned it.
That isn't it. It's an interesting two teams. Ottawa and Winnipeg.
In Toronto, they hate Ottawa, but everywhere else, you're like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
But no one hates Winnipeg. How could you hate Winnipeg? It sucks so much. You can't hate it. You feel sorry for them.
You do.
You do.
Back to me, Dean. OHL last night, we had a Michigan. Ready to go full torts here? Or are you embracing the Michi?
I'm done with the Michigan. Everyone can do it. It's not a big deal.
He will roll it in
This is
even
Kitchener
further
against
behind the
Guelph.
Storm
Kitchener
net.
in your
Humphries
maroon
gonna take him
jerseys.
down. Now here's Pridham. He'll try the Michigan scores!
Not that boy looks fat and lazy, though.
He looked fat.
He looked what? Fat and lazy.
Well, let's take another look.
Fat and
Let's
sassy.
go to the
Michigan.
fat and lazy cam. Thanks to Dave Hurst.
How about Davey?
He did not seem to.
Kind of stabbed at it. I will say this: that's going in with some authority for a Michigan. Like that zips out of there. Woo!
He saw
and
it
then
coming.
the in the holster there.
Make it look easy. I still can't do that.
That's the thing. All the kids can do it.
You see the wax they use on their sticks? It isn't hard.
Cheaters.
So sticky.
With your shoulders, could you?
Sticky.
Yeah, because that's below.
Okay. Below the waist,
The
yeah.
old C bar.
Spring training's great because it's like great weather. Games don't matter.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, win or lose. We'll be sipping a beer by 2 p.m. Oh, Jesus. It still sucks for the White Sox. Oh, no. No.
Bottom of 8.
At least it's not even over.
Seeing some runs.
0-3 to
0
start.
and 3. Oh, about to go 0 and 4.
Yeah, good chance they fall to 04.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Glad we got our boy Soroka out of there. Ooh, bad vibes in Chicago still.
I need a TV set up on my deck where I can pretend I'm at spring training.
Yeah.
You've seen those
It's
clubs.
nice
up
out,
there.
right?
Yeah. It's true.
What happened to your shorts situation?
Yeah.
I can't find them.
Oh,
Where did you derobe yesterday? That's probably the best bet for where they are.
I wanted to clean.
well, that was Monday too. I was going to say yesterday.
They're
Because you were skinny dipping out on the.
They're almost
I
shorts.
could make them into
Hey, look,
shorts.
Jack,
cut 'em
let's
right
get
off.
you got that X-Acto knife. We'll get red some shorts. Back to you, Ryan.
Jack and his buddies they're in their 20s. They're Lugans. They love getting piled up. They ordered some hurricane shots. Have you seen the hurricane shot before?
I've
There's
had a
Jack and his
hurricane.
Jack, you guys look excited there. Is that Whitefish? Where were you?
Anything for a $10 tip.
Yeah, seriously. Now, the good news, you don't have to worry about any sort of illness being passed on because the high alcohol content of the drink would just kill any sort of.
They drink hurricanes in New Orleans, Dean.
Do they?
Mm-hmm. Maybe not the shot, but
Beignet?
isn't that in a song?
Hurricanes.
Yeah, it's a country song.
Is it?
Yep.
Jack, back to you.
What?
Well, how's your hurricane shot? Okay, fine. Don't talk about it, but tell us about when you're outside of the bar in Whitefish and you climbed on that stupid horse that was a story high.
I love horses.
Eh? Because I don't know how sturdy this was, but you and your idiot buddies.
Angel!
This was
Angel! It's pretty fucking.
okay. So you can see it's precariously. And how much weight are we?
I'll be honest. That the horse is begging drunk guys to get on it.
Son!
Bahl and Jack and his buddies, dumb enough to oblige. Ride that subbase.
Nothing happens?
I was ready for something to happen.
Someone will die on that one day, I think.
Yeah.
Huh.
One of the things that's really popular right now is cooking videos. Everyone's at home showing you how to get things done,
Dean has
which can be helpful because a lot of people can't cook.
Visit my YouTube channel.
it's got a video library.
I don't. Is this the shoveler? I can't see too well. It's kind of cut off there. Someone is. Well, it looks like they're cooking dinner. Let's have a look. That was not supposed to happen that way, I'm guessing.
Fresh.
Can't argue that. Remember Jack's old car that he finally had to replace? You want to talk to our pals at Village Honda to get into another pre-owned?
Boy, Jack.
His old car was so bad. Someone got video of him. Here he is in the right lane, about to get past. There's tunes. Jack got a buddy at the back there because it was raining, and he needs it.
What a pal.
What a day.
What's your buddy's name?
DeFoss, yeah.
Yeah, DeFoss. That's him.
Yeah,
Gotta have good. That's
absolute
good people.
lunatic. That's DeFoss on for sure on the hood there, on the roof rack. Well done. What were you hauling that day? Are those all empties? Jeez.
Yeah. Bottle Depot. Here I come.
Now, the Germans are very good at engineering. They design things, they
The
build things with
Germans.
efficiency. They're engineers. And you're like, yeah, cool. Until it's the thing you like that they engineer. And then you're like, whoa. So this is some sort of like Shark Tank BS show in German. Let's go.
Eis nimmt man dann raus und das passt dann perfekt auf den Kasten Bier.
Mega.
Der mittleren Flaschen als Griff und nimmt ein Bier raus.
I'm in. How much do I owe you? I want a part of this company.
He's impressed.
Just put a bag of ice over the
Well, you're taking the
beer.
fun out of that now.
Well,
You're
I
right.
just can't invest in this
And
because
then your freezer's not full with this thing, big tray.
Yeah.
Damn it, Rhett. You ruined the idea. You killed the Pinder Report. That was my go out on a high note.
wow, you damn engineers, you think you're so freaking
Yeah.
smart. Show you who's boss. Oh,
Those engineers at Honda are pretty good too, though. They're happy with it.
Yeah, they're pleased.
Cold beer.
they like beer.
Cold origins.
What if you had cans?
Need a different
That
sort
won't
of
work.
thing.
How are you
It's
going to
not
get the
gonna-
cans through the
You have
ice?
to go back. Exactly. You're going to have
And-
to go back to the lab there.
That is a unique thing in
Smart
Germany.
cans.
That is the basic size of bottle.
Bottles?
It's more like the 750, not a small bottle. Big milk crate
I'll
cart.
say this. I prefer still having the glass bottle for a beer.
Yeah, for sure.
As
Better
opposed
on
to
the
drinking
lips.
out of
Yeah.
the can.
Just
Yeah.
cut back your drinking in general. would be
You
good.
can't make me.
That's what I say.
I love
to my wife
I love it.
daily.
Village Honda.
They got a new jingle?
They got a marching band coming to this thing, or
Our
what?
dealership for life. Northwest Auto Mall. Hey. VillageHonda.com.
Those ridge lines are fast, eh?
So fast.
Because you went blasting by me on Stony. the other
Did
day.
I?
Slow down.
Really? Dino? He drives like an old lady.
No
That's
rush.
crazy. Since when did you start driving
Just
above the
chill them
limit?
out, man.
I got places to be, dude. It's
I
like
would
a
have-
wild stallion.
Yeah, it's
Hold you just with the ridge line. You just
hanging on.
yeah.
My money would have been on Rhett passing you. That's
I'm cruising.
You know what it is? It's peppy. It's got pep. Sure does.
Do you remember that candy pep?
Yeah.
It's kind of like the cup, that like the shape of a peanut butter cup, almost like a big round. But the inside was all mint. Oh, baby.
I think I remember.
I don't
It's like a
remember
big
that.
disc.
Really?
Very
Pep.
skinny.
Because like pepper mint.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think that's
really?
what it was. Yeah. Just had a huge flashback. I'd forgotten about that.
Can we get a visual?
Pep
love it.
chocolate bar. Throw that in the
I'd
old
love to get a visual on
machine.
that. Hey, you know what we're going to tell you about? We got it last week.
Yeah.
Said, hey, I understand. You know, we got it today. Was when get the Safeway app.
Yes.
Start playing. Chance to win. That was step number one. Get it. And now we're a week. Oh yeah. So it's like a big peppermint patty.
Yeah. It's like, sorry, I know we're interrupting your read here, but
Old people.
basically the size of a puck, but very, very skinny.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt
Short.
you.
That's good. So you get the Safeway app, and then you can play Safeway My NHL Picks contest. It runs from Thursday to Wednesday. Now today's Wednesday, so this week's action ends tonight. New game starts tomorrow. How does it work? Every Thursday, new slate of games for the full week ahead
Mhm.
comes open on the app. Pick 5.
That's it.
You
All
go in,
week.
predict the winners of 5 matchups. Each correct pick earns an entry into the grand prize draw. You can get scene points, bonus entries, grocery offers. And you're going to be able to like cherry. It's like a survivor pool. You go through cherry pick. Oh, that's definitely the okay. Flames are definitely beating Washington there.
As we told you if you listen
Super
to the show.
duper. Download the Safeway app. Start playing today for your chance to win. There you see it. My NHL Picks.
So we have the results from last week. Stinking Panthers screwed me. Everyone else, great.
Is that right?
4 for 5. There's
Good
the
for you.
list. Got the Stars at home. Habs, Flyers, Lightning on the road. Ballsy.
The Kraken.
Remember that game? First one back for the Panteros.
Yeah. So it's there you go. You pick your 5. And so okay, yeah, I like grocery offers and scene points and that. However, the grand prize, a trip for 4 to a 2025 NHL season opener of your choice.
Oh, baby. And look at this. 3rd place last week. Again, first week ever. Let's get those numbers up. If I'm in
Let's go.
3rd, mere mortals could finish first. 5 correct picks away. Look at all those scene points I'm going to get.
Look at those scene points.
All right.
Do it, folks.
How many movies is that?
That's a good question. I don't know.
And I mean, you can use it for movies. Scene points you can use for so many
It's for
different
toilet
things.
paper,
Yeah.
mustard, hot sauce,
All
whatever.
kinds of things. 2025 NHL season opener, your choice, without knowing what the schedule is or who would be at home.
Yeah.
But I guess it's a season opener, right?
October the 7th to 12th, we'll call it.
What city, what team, what rink?
That time of year.
Be your pick.
October?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second week of October.
I
went
think you got to line it
Florida.
up with like a football game or something.
Oh, Jack.
Gotta make it a big
Florida
trip.
do that for sure.
So you want good weather. You want football.
There's baseball going on.
I might go to Denver.
I would go to New York City.
The Islanders and the Jets.
Brock. We'll watch the Yankees play.
Madison Square
Go
Garden.
to Madison Square Garden. It's
Probably
still
squeeze in a
nice.
Knicks game.
All the skids have left. Well,
Yeah.
not all the skids, but all the tourists have left.
And the thing is, in there, maybe the Giants or Jets, one is going to be at home, you would think. If
They're gonna-
Every weekend. One
Philly's right there. Get on the train. Maybe the Eagles are at home.
I might have to amend my pick to LA because I could see the Chargers or minimum the Rams. Got to win this thing. Let's go.
What's the name of the rink there now?
Which? Crypto.com?
Staples. Is it Crypto still?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Why is that weird?
What about
Seems
Seattle?
weird.
Seattle would have baseball, hockey. and
Oh, they would have.
football.
Well, October, is that playoffs? Mariners, they're
Yeah,
too
you
cheap.
never know.
Yeah.
Jack, I know where you're going.
Yeah.
Loser.
Pitt.
Pitt.
Eh,
Go watch
Great
the
rink. Great ballpark. I've not been to the football stadium, though.
All teams done, man. They're not making the playoffs. They're cooked.
Yeah, they're probably cooked.
They are probably.
Can't go to Pitt. That's an awful pick. Oh, no, Steelers then? Yeah, Steelers.
the
makes sense.
Steelers.
I think I go to Tampa. I've always wanted to go to Tampa.
Awful ballpark. They're probably not going to play there. Great
Yeah, Tampa
rink.
would be terrible.
Clearwater Beach would be great
Tampa bad?
still.
No, because it's hurricane season come
Is it?
October, November.
I don't like
when
hurricanes.
yeah.
What's that song about a hurricane?
Country song?
Something?
Rock me.
New Orleans? Anyway, it's your pick. You pick whatever city you want.
That's why it's called My NHL Picks. You pick games. You pick where you get.
It's not Jack's picks. Make your own damn picks.
We're not going to jimmy you into something you don't want to do. It's not the way we would do it. Wouldn't do it to you.
So win a pick, Ian.
Wouldn't dream of it. That'd be an interesting pick.
Well, they're going to unfurl the championship banner because it's the season opener.
Yeah.
So you get the Stanley Cup thing. That'd be kind of cool.
I got to go to Ottawa, do some protesting, some marches.
Yeah.
What's going to be going on in fall there?
Check out the bare facts, see if there's any changes.
Really? I hope there's some staffing changes. That was a while ago since you were last there.
Service Credit Union. Look at us giving you a chance to win stuff. How about $1 million just by saving money? Service Credit Union has the Big Share contest. It's in full swing. It ends April 30th, 2025. Skill test required. All the rules, all the details, and the fine print, service.ca/win. All you need to do is become a member with Service Credit Union and start saving. Every $500 saved gives you 5 entries into the Big Share contest. They've got a whole different, but just you could do this, you could do this, you could do this, and just like, oh, it makes sense. That's good. Yeah, sound advice there. Tick, tick, tick. Entry, 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 entry. You could be $1 million richer.
This bonus entry is going to help you win that.
Yep.
And April?
April 30th.
That's perfect. The nice thing for me is I'll win both those contests. I'll have a nice combination. I can do whatever the hell I want.
Because you can take the $1 million when you go to New York.
Stay at a nice hotel.
$1 million Canadian
What
will
about
get you
Vegas?
about 30 grand US right now.
Ish.
Yeah. So that's pretty good.
Who knows what the exchange rate is in the fall, though? Might be using
Right.
the same money by then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Oh, border crossings.
The Service Big Share contest. Service.ca/win. Yeah, I know somebody who's heading to the US here in a couple of days.
That's exciting.
Was bemoaning the
Exchange rate?
exchange rate.
We actually gained a penny in the last month. But
Oh.
it was in a rough spot after the old inauguration there.
It's like, is this the worst it's ever been? So,
No.
I don't.
It's not in Save the Flames, Save the Oilers campaign level, but it's also not far off that anymore. You're at around 70 cents right now.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
I don't-
669 a month ago.
Let's not depress ourselves, Dean.
Stay positive, Dean.
Oof.
Well,
Big trip plan.
maybe it is Winnipeg.
Maybe it is.
You know, I've never been to Montreal. It's supposed to be a great place to watch hockey.
It's great.
Oof.
Oof.
So San Diego. I have a buddy there. He sent me a picture. Do you want to guess what a beer costs, a draft beer at the San Diego Zoo? American dollars, keep in mind.
$10.50.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why $8 popped into my head, but
Okay.
it's got to be way more than that.
Jack, beer at the San Diego Zoo, US dollars,
$10.50.
$17.99.
You don't say. Good beer, Dean.
That's
And
like a
you wanna go to San
$27 beer.
I'm not going to no zoo.
You want to get a
Check the
buzz on while
ballpark.
pushing a stroller? It's going to cost you, bud.
Don't
Hey?
they have a good zoo? Or is it
It's
just
the best
SeaWorld,
zoo.
or-
Been to the
One of the
zoo. I
best.
saw the
That's
zoo.
why they're
the
charging
zoo.
so much. They get the Wild Animal Park, they get SeaWorld, they get the zoo,
That is, you know what?
Legoland. They're banger down there.
Because you're right. That's just, you know what it is? That's unfair to dads.
It's not fair.
Take care of the dads. The dads already got the kids there. They're taking the family. They
You're
paid for
forcing me to
admission.
sneak it in now.
They're buying
stupid
all
zoo.
your goddamn cotton candy and all that stuff.
right.
Don't hose them on a beer. Help
Pushing
the
a
guy out.
stroller. Mama's not sleeping. She's grumpy. I can't even have a beer to take the edge off. God damn you, San Diego Zoo.
$17.
Embarrassing.
Fuck you, San Diego. I've never been. I don't know if I'm ever going to go. That just, you know what that did? That really soured me on
I
it.
just took the wind right out of your sails.
The whole
there.
city.
Yeah.
Because you love zoos.
Big Sioux guy.
Always at the zoo.
Yeah.
What do they call you? And
Zoologist.
Zoomer.
You're a zoo enthusiast. Yeah.
Yeah. It's me.
What's your favorite kind of exhibit at the zoo? So the tigers, like the
It's into the wild cat.
bears,
Well, it's like that one zoo I went to.
it's pandas.
Went to the zoo. Didn't have barely any animal. They had what? They had a dog there. One dog at this zoo.
That does sound like a zoo.
So that's a dog park.
It was a Shih Tzu.
Can we end?
No.
Oh,
Can you at least give
that
yourself
was
a shovel?
gold. That was gold.
For the record, you laughed.
I did. I loved it.
Oh my god.
I get a
I'll
shovel
take-
for
No,
laughing.
I'll take. Pinder said I had to take a shovel. I'll take a
It's
shovel.
all right. I enjoyed that you did that. I also
enjoy-
enjoy shovels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a win for everyone.
Of course, Jack didn't laugh because it wasn't some guy drinking pork and beans out of a boot. Hey, Jack.
It's a
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
It's a
Wasn't that
gene.
funny.
Did you get like it was? There was a dog. It was
Yes.
Bet365, world's largest sports betting platform. Yaha!
Yep.
Promo code Nation when you sign up. Again, that's so fast. Don't you feel like there should be more there?
Well, I didn't make it. Should we make? Should
How
we
long
get it to
does it
go
last?
longer?
Like, are you
It's
pulling?
2
It
seconds.
should be longer.
Let's watch the full 2
One
seconds.
do it
more
again.
second
again.
would be
Do it
good.
again.
One more second.
Well,
Mhm.
take.
One more.
It should just kind of.
How many more seconds?
One. You could probably do two because we're not. What's the rush to look at us?
Yeah.
Keep us off screen longer. That's a win.
Maybe 10 seconds.
Whatever the moment, that feels too long. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. So yeah, 3 games tonight.
Yeah.
The Vancouvers in LA.
That's a big one.
It's a big one.
And the
LA
Canucks are
pumping.
suddenly, believe it or not, due to the Oilers swoon, within striking distance of home ice in the Pacific.
Say what?
You love the Canucks.
Why aren't
The Kings,
we in
the Kings.
striking
Oh, the Kings.
distance
I
of
see.
home ice?
Because second seed is home ice. Sorry, I might have said the Canucks. I meant to say the Kings.
Okay.
Oh,
The Kings are only 3 back of the Oilers, I believe.
That makes. I'm like, what?
And so the Kings are playing for something here. They're not like, we're going to finish third. It doesn't really matter. No. They're feeling good. They came back down 2-1 on Vegas and steamrolled them. Byfield 4 points. I'm going to take the under here. Canucks haven't been scoring and they've been getting good goaltending. That's kind of how the Kings play. And I also like the Jets on the road, not because I don't like Ottawa, but because they're dinged up. No Kachuk, no Norris. They're missing some other bodies as well. If you wanted to parlay those,
Mhm.
plus 193.
Wait.
Bet365.
Let's go.
Decent slate.
Decent little slate there.
No duds there. Yeah, actually, the sneaky storyline is potentially Mackenzie Blackwood against his old team
Oh, yeah.
in Colorado.
What a montage.
That is a sneaky good slate.
It is 3 games.
Like I did whatever, New Jersey, Colorado. It's, conference guys. What? That's going to be some decent hockey.
You
I
got some
bet.
Hughes, you got some McCarr, you got some McKinnon. You
Yeah.
may have some Nichushkin. Sounds like he's a game time decision.
Yeah. What was the first one?
Winnipeg at Ottawa.
Yeah.
Sens,
Battle
let's see what
Canada.
you're made of. Olmark, time for you to steal one.
Did you say they've won 10 in a row?
Jets. J.
Wow.
J.
Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. Did we do all the super chats?
We have one more, and I want to get to the flying car.
All right.
Yes. Ooh.
Then I'll play the horn. Tell you all about the super chat. If you're in the YouTube chat during the course of the live show, we'll take that money, head it over to the Youth Centers of Calgary, and then take the comment that you have placed into the chat and show it on the program. There's Big Dog. Big Dog.
Big Dog.
Big ups for Coleman and Pospisil. They played so well, and our defense finally helped out Vladar.
Finally.
Finally.
Vladar has returned to Washington.
Wouldn't that be a twist here if Vladar starts taking some starts?
And then you're
The
like,
workload
shoot.
shifts, and now it's
Conroy and
Vladar's
Husker
net.
aren't idiots. They're going to keep that contract down.
Connie,
we
need a goalie.
And then Connie be like, "Wow, oh, geez, guys.
Gosh, geez,
He's been playing so good for us. I think we need to keep him."
Ah, shucks.
And then Vladar goes on a Kiprasoffian run.
Mm.
I was going to say that about the Turek comment. We don't know what Roman Turek was going to be. He might have been. Somebody jumped in front of him. Kind of took his spot.
Yeah, kind of. Big ups for Coleman and Pospisil. I guess.
I
Sure.
don't know what it means, but absolutely.
Yep. Big ups.
Where's my school, the children's school, calling me?
That's always well. Answer
Take
it.
it.
Probably positive.
Do it.
Ah.
We'll talk amongst ourselves, except we'll.
Hello. Well, what you doing? Call me, bud.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a young lad.
At least it's not one of the.
Yeah, I thought it'd be
Okay.
a teacher.
Yeah.
Unless
So-
the teacher's making him call.
Yep, I can be there.
So you had the
20.
idea before about a segment where.
I came in today with two great
Somebody's
ideas.
sick, I think.
Oh, no. So you were spitballing?
I was
Segment idea?
thinking, I didn't have as many rounds to make yesterday, so I did some self-reflection.
Always good to do.
Yeah. And I came up with
And what? So it's new segment, potentially a new segment.
well, it's something that we need to discuss.
Okay. Yeah.
It's called I Told You So,
I told you so.
Kind of sounds aggressive.
because there's been a lot of things that I've told you, you've poo-pooed,
Yeah.
and they've come up.
So like when Uyghur was really bad and you're like, this is horrible. They never should have done this. It's a horrible signing. Then you'd say, I told you so.
Yeah.
So I thought that kind of worked out.
Wait. Okay. That's not the right example.
Okay. So this is something that you've been ahead of the curve. You've seen coming.
If only we'd listened to
And then
Rats.
it came to fruition.
Yeah. Pay attention.
Despite how skeptical we were.
Right.
You were right all along.
All along.
Yeah.
And today's example of, so
go back to COVID. I can remember being on the other show in my gym doing the show, telling you dummies, 2025, you'll be able to get yourself a flying car.
Sweet.
Today, I'm back in said gym because I'm into fitness.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's real important. And what comes up? Look at that.
It's a car.
it's something. It looks like it looks, yeah.
Is
There's
it a box car? What do we?
Oh,
This is
out
AI.
there is a
That's-
flying car, Dean.
It is hovering.
It's flying.
We sure this isn't AI?
I'm positive. Look at the dust.
There's dust clouds.
Well, AI couldn't make dust. You're
No.
right.
Look at that. That dickhead in front of you driving slow. Out of the way. I'm coming by.
It looks like an old timey, like 1950s.
It does look
car.
very kind of, yeah.
Hey,
wheels are so scrawny and
Hey.
skinny.
Is it a flying car?
Looks like it should have
Is
some
it a
old.
flying car?
That's a
Kind
flying
of.
car, Rhett.
Right there's a flying car.
Is that
You
as fast as
said-
it goes, Red?
Shut up, Jack. The difference doesn't make. It's flying.
Okay, yeah, and how much does it cost? Like, come on,
$400.
$400,
No, with the 400K US.
400,000 US.
Oh, to do that? Can you imagine show your kids that? You're the man.
Do we know what kind of mileage or distance
Well, went over the car.
What does insurance cost on
Look at
this?
that
It feels
landing.
dangerous.
It was good landing. Yeah.
You looked into insurance, Rhett? Oh.
And now
Sure.
you would smack me in the shoulder and say,
Told you so.
Yeah.
Well, you've been
There you go.
told.
If you would
My
like,
arm hurts. I can't.
if you would like to sponsor, I told you so.
Many examples of this.
Email us
Thousands.
at barnburner@something.ca. We'll hook you up with the right people.
L. Weimer.
Now, have you flown your car to work yet, or is that tomorrow?
They're not delivering into Canada. The tariffs are too high.
That's the other way.
Well, and I had the idea for a segment.
Okay.
And it was kind of like, because we are known to complain a little bit.
What,
Find-
us?
Yeah, find things that,
No.
because we had talked about it. Pick one thing that's nice and one thing that's bad. I just think we're better at picking the negative stuff.
Some of us.
Kind of being poo-pooey. Anyway, we got Greg with Bonton, right? Bonton meats.
Yeah.
It could be I got a Bonton beef.
Oh, I got beef.
I got a beef. A Bonton beef. And it was
My is better.
Because it's the finest beef in the land.
it's the finest beef. When you think of Bonton, you're
yeah.
thinking of beef, AAA. I mean, it's the very best.
So if you got a real beef, you got to bring it to the show.
That's right. And I was going to say, you know what I got a beef with? I was thinking about yesterday.
Uh-huh.
All these people that are bitching about all the empty net goals that Ovechkin's scoring.
Yes.
You know how many goddamn goals the guy's got? You mean you don't think
880.
Wayne had any empty netters?
4.
I mean, well, you know, it's going to be watching this guy get a bunch of empty netters and then just winning. It's going to be an asterisk. It's not going to be an asterisk. You're an idiot.
How was his empty netter last night, Dean?
I got a That's my Bonton beef with all these losers worried about how many empty net goals out of the 1,000 goals that Ovechkin has scored in his career.
He's gonna get 1,000.
This guy's one of the best shooters we've ever seen, and you're going to harumph
He's got a lot of empty netters.
because he's got some empty netters.
It's full care. Oh yeah, well, 1,000 bucks.
Is this what it's going to be the rest of the way? Is just watching Ovi standing at the red line getting empty net? Yeah, it's what it's going to be because he's the greatest goal scorer of all time. I got a Bonton beef.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's a segment that'll work.
I'm going
Thanks.
to go to Bonton today.
That's better than the flying car. I got to be honest, Rat.
Well, that was just, what about I told you so?
Yeah.
You know, the car was one example. Maybe there's. Jack, what do you think of I told you so and the Bonton beef?
They're both excellent segments.
Thanks, Jack.
Thanks, Jack.
I really like both of them.
Wow.
Love it.
That is
I'm a
positive.
positive guy.
You're gonna have a lot of beef though. Like,
Oh, no problem. I
You-
had steak again last night from
You
Bonton.
been in a room with
New
us?
York
Or do you mean
strips,
do you mean
blackened.
eating actual meat from
No.
Bonton or coming up with things to complain about?
come,
Oh, I really are you
God.
new here?
No
That
sweat.
is easy.
No
That's
sweat.
the easy. I thought you meant you had to eat a lot of beef. But, that's not
fine,
a
too.
concern
I would
either.
endorse it. Bonton meat market. Look at him. Look at that guy there. He's got the thing on,
What is that thing?
the blue bow tie.
It's an apron.
It's the half apron. Do you do the half apron? Because
Is it a
I've
half
never done the half. It's usually the foomp over there and then one of these
Yeah.
guys.
I'm going big this weekend too, Dean. I'm going to Bonton today.
Okay.
I'm
Really?
going to go big this week.
Lay it down.
I don't know yet. I'm going to get there. I'm going to evaluate what jumps out at me. Sometimes you don't need a plan. It's got to be spontaneous.
You said yesterday something about chicken, and it immediately struck me when I was in Bonton, whatever it was 2 weeks ago, saw those big, the chicken, like it was a basketball. It's like, so that's what chickens look like, eh?
Hey,
Not if you go to these other grocery stores.
get the little run to the litter ones there.
Yeah. 28 Crowfoot Circle, Northwest. You don't need to have a Bonton beef to go to Bonton. But yeah, like really, Jack, you think it's going to be hard?
No.
no, that was.
We're going to be, I think every day it's going to be, you know what?
Seamless.
That feels like you've got a Bonton beef.
I almost had a beef with Pinder.
You
Then
did?
he said he was agreeing with me. And I was going to give him a
I
high
know.
five. He spun it.
I'm a spinner. I'm a spinster.
He's a spinner. I
He's
think
like
he
Trump,
did.
right? Like, isn't that what's he call it?
That's a deal maker.
And you could be if they'd give you the
This here.
GM hat.
Retro going in blind to Bonton.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
That's hey. That's
Exciting, though.
That's exciting.
That's how you do your best work.
I just
Hey,
paid off
just
the
kinda-
Visa. I'm ready.
You know what you should do?
Slick your eyebrows back. Here we go, boys.
That huge red cooler that you stole from the studio. You should go fill it with potato salad and bring it back tomorrow so we don't
I'm
have some.
bringing the cooler back. I needed a vessel to carry.
Like a vessel.
He stole that at the perfect
I
time.
know. What a grease ball.
Me and Dean were doing that interview, and he snuck in.
I filled it up.
Filling it up.
Yeah, filled it up full of liquor and then walked out.
Meanwhile, I was in a high-level sales meeting. And, Rhett, I got to get going here. Like, all right, Rhett, thanks for
Yeah.
being here.
I did. I left.
He's got his cat burglar shoes on, no squeaks.
I crushed that sales call, by the way.
That was good.
You
It's good.
can-
It was great work. Thanks for being there.
You know what Greg was telling me?
Yeah.
And I've not had a chance. You know what's big right now?
It's big.
Bone broth.
Oh yeah, it's been big
Sure.
for Dean.
He's got, but what I'm saying,
This goes in this one.
no, what? Okay.
Goes in the other.
I told you
Well,
so.
spin it.
But I
Here we
think
go.
for Bonton, they've started into the bone broth. I got a guy here. He like dedicated like a whole bunch of his time. It's just I got to perfect my bone broth.
Amazing.
He's like, I appreciate your tenacity in the bone broth.
Put some of that in the cooler too, because we're gonna have to try that tomorrow.
So if you're in a lot of bees there. If you're going to Bonton, hey, just throw some bone broth in there.
Bonton bone broth.
God, I love broth. I made some broth the other night. Oddly enough, it was with the
Chicken.
no, it was the bones left over from my tomahawk steaks.
Oh, you son of a. That's not
keep it
very
in the
nice.
cooler.
Greg's a nice guy.
Come on. Because you've never had tomahawks from Bonton. So goddamn good. Grilled them and then put them in the oven to finish them off.
That's how you got to it. Try them out.
You take them out and give them one of those. Yep.
That finger that was just up your nose, get it on there.
Yep.
Test it out.
Delicious.
That used to be one of my favorite gags on the plane. Guys would get their food,
Dig it out
walk over and put my finger.
Your
is
finger right
this?
in
Is
it.
You'd like pretend to put your finger in?
No, right in.
Just right in
Right
there.
There was more than enough food.
Who would have been offended the most? I'm gonna guess. I think
Who wouldn't have?
who would have been the most offended?
Noodles.
Noodles.
Oh,
Interesting.
he's a germaphobe. Mass.
More than you.
Oh, mass. Well, he almost died.
A lot of people were asked. We didn't have noodles today. We talked about it on the show yesterday. He is in the Bahamas,
Yeah.
which is lovely.
Down under.
Yeah.
Mm.
How's Bahamas? We'll see if
Send
we,
a pic. What a putz. Pic. It's 12:04. Let's
I know. So I see we have a clip coming up here, and we didn't get it in the Pinder Report, and I didn't have it earlier. Now there was the clip we've been playing. We saw Rob Ray last week or the weekend, whatever it was. He took the puck right to the
Can we do back to backs, or is it too late?
right to the head, in between the benches, doing color commentary is only Rob Ray can. That Rob Ray touch
It's his
to the
office.
Sabres games, and he got hit right in the face with a puck.
What did it sound like again?
Well, it was
Right. I remember that one.
right, and he's been in the broadcast business for a while. The fact that he did let that F-bomb slip tells you that was
Must have
a
hurt.
painful
That was
situation.
fresh.
So back Sabres at home last night. What are we gonna do with Rob? Do we make him wear a helmet? Do you put a cage on him? One of those eye-tech things? Something? What? He
Is some
can't
glass
just.
built in there or something?
They came up with the best idea possible.
He's not. It sounds like the inside of his head is still.
Yeah,
in
it sounds like
trauma.
there's some fluids in there.
Yeah, like he isn't. He's not a hundo yet. Not that I'd expect he did, but the moment I
Yeah.
heard him, I'm like, oh, he's still fighting.
Yeah, so we hope he's okay.
Yeah,
Obviously,
he's safe up there.
but they put him in the last row
So good.
327.
of 327. Got him lit up.
That is just so rad.
That's gold.
It is. Yeah.
That is frickin' gold. Good
Yeah.
on everyone involved.
What a legend.
What a guy.
God bless him.
What a guy.
How many painkillers is he ramming a day? Ooh, that's still.
He doesn't do painkillers.
Yeah.
Pain don't hurt.
Just works. Yeah.
It would hurt a lot today, wouldn't it? Because that was what on Thursday.
I'm trying to think of other guys.
It's a face. It's a bone. It's fine.
Oh,
It's better than your.
Yeah, if it was in your jibs.
oh, for sure. Yeah, you
That
don't
wouldn't
want to
be
go to the
good.
dentist. I agree with that.
And
You know-
he's got hit here a lot. It kind of protrudes.
Just thinking like sinuses are.
Yeah, there'd be some
spinning.
real scar tissue built up there.
Absolutely.
Feel bad for the puck.
Yeah, someone was saying they thought it was the puck
That was
yelling.
as
fuck.
bad as the Shih Tzu joke.
You know what? Ray Ferraro's another guy. He'd be able to take that puck
Yeah.
between the benches and keep rolling. He's a tough little SOB. I'm trying to think of who else.
What do you have? 100
Usually-
goals in the Western League?
Who does between the benches stuff that if they got hit with that puck would just
Not noodles.
you won't
I
see them for
think,
the rest of the season. Yeah, what about Noodles?
Mask.
Out for the rest of the year?
You know,
You
you might
bounce back
week
but
to
he
week.
would Not.
Let's remember to ask him next week.
Amazon broadcast Jody Shelley between the benches.
He'd be fine.
You're welcome.
Yeah, he'd be fine. I think Shane Knighty does some of that.
He'd be fine.
He might be all right.
Yeah.
I never thought he'd make it.
As a
Shane?
broadcaster?
No, as a player.
It's from Nipawa.
Yeah, I know.
What were you skeptical about?
I don't know. I must have thought I was really good, and he wasn't. No, there was no doubt in my mind. I was me.
Yeah, there's. I mean,
Obviously me, but what about this loser?
no, you know what? And it's one of those things. Jack, certainly Gould, because Gould has he has a real affinity for you. But if we had a time machine to go back, and just the buzz around this Rhett Warner,
Revel in it, yeah.
this prospect Rhett Warner, this guy gonna be what a player.
Yeah.
And then nachos.
I told you so.
They'll take a man down. Told you so. Yeah, so tomorrow is game day, Tampa.
Is it Friday?
No.
Because it would be good if it was Friday.
I know.
Not there yet.
Oh, another super chat. Hey, hey, look at this. Stu says Rhett told you so. $5. Otherwise, Stu. How is Stu?
Great.
Yeah?
Good hat, Stu.
Wants me to come up and watch. Is it the Gulls that are playing out of Sylvan?
Yep.
Yeah.
Baseball.
Yeah.
Great setup there.
And what about the DUG?
Coming out this weekend.
Is
Look
he?
out. Yep. Part of the reason I got to hit Bonton
Say.
because
That's right.
the DUG only eats chicken from.
Yeah. Does he have a Bonton beef, I wonder?
He's
Gas
more-
prices? Weather? What would
It's cold as hell. It's
Yeah,
just
Is it?
weather
Yeah.
did a good
always,
job.
always. Like it's probably
Could always fall back on the
-15
government,
and
but
they're
weather for
bragging
sure.
about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. All right, everybody. We appreciate you. It'll be a game day tomorrow. What kind of the segments? I wonder what let's cut.
Come on,
Everybody bring us another segment for the show tomorrow.
Jack.
What about you, Jack? You got any fresh ideas?
I got nothing fresh, but I'll come with something.
Okay, great.
He'll have an OnlyFans link for you.
Sure.
The old Jack Cam coming to fruition.
Goodness gracious.
That'll do it.
Hey, buddies.